here. Hey, everybody, we're live. We are using Oakland News Now, Jitsi, Z62 Media video room. This is where we are. This is the video room. Okay. And right now you just see, you just see me. This is a technical deal here. I had it nice and all balanced and everything. Now it's got to be rebalanced. So there it is. And I'm turning it sideways so you can see it better. And then Racing Riggs is saying hello, as you can tell there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here so that the Chrome browser, there's Mason and the gentleman. The Chrome browser is here, okay? And so you can see us if you have, hey, Mason, can you see it?
Yes, I can see you. I can see the picture of me on your screen perfectly.
And you say Vinny and everything. So basically, if I click on Vinny like that, right, I can see Vinny. Okay, there's Vinny Laspinoso.
Hey guys, what's up?
There is the officer and a gentleman.
What's up?
And Donald Richardson.
How's it going, everybody?
Yeah. And then there's Mr. Riggs. And of course, I'm here.
How's it going, guys?
All right. And we are starting with the NFL draft. And our first mock draft. And we've introduced all of our Zinsters. And so it says watch live now. Ta-da. So we are live now, folks. All right. And the circle gets the square, that be me. And so I'm going to start with the round. We have the round listing. So if you're wondering who picks where and what, I'm actually going to put that on right now in order NFL draft. So actually, what I'm going to do in the interest of time, I'm just going to we're just going to talk through it real quick. And NFL draft round 1 like that, and the picks. Okay, and then and on top of that, I'm going to have draft. I had a page open that went away, so bear with me. And let's see. And okay, there we go. All right. I am. We are all ready. Okay. All right. Now, put that there. And one other task for King and Country. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to Oakland News Now real quick. And I'm going to get the NFL draft order so that you can see it. Okay. And then here we go. NFL draft. NFL draft. And should be opening here. There it is. Okay. Scroll down real quick here. NFL draft round by round order. This is as of March 11th, 2020. Mason or guys, were any changes that I should note and adjust? I don't believe so. But if there
when did the San Francisco deal go down with DeForest Buckner?
That happened on the first day of free agency. That happened on the first day of free agency.
So this should be good then, as of March 11th, because that was basically last. Yeah, that was last 13. Week. Yeah, because that was last week. All right. So okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we're set. Okay. So everyone, I'm going to put this to one side over here, like that. And then there's Mr. Riggs here. Okay. And I'm going to try to skinny this up a little bit more. And all right. Got it. Okay. Hey, JB, how you doing? All right. We ready?
Let's do it.
All right, so the picks to me, folks, first, and with the Cincinnati Bengals, and I know the Bengals are. A number of people expect the Bengals to take Joe Burrow.
Herbert.
Anybody got a comment before I announce what we?
I got my money on Herbert.
You got his money on. He got his money.
Actually, I have an interjection here. There are some reports saying the Dolphins might be thinking about trading a couple of their picks up to number 1 because they want to try to get Joe Burrow. And, the Dolphins have 3 first-rounders. One of my friends said maybe this could happen. Now, personally, I don't think it can. I don't know. I can, but I don't think it will. But, for the draft, it makes it a lot more interesting. Why not? But granted, we don't have any trades in this draft, so,
if we did, it would be the Wild West. All right.
Well, we don't know what studio is going to be taken in, so for all we know, it could be somewhere in Los Angeles.
Second Life. Hey, so JB says no way the Bengals are going to trade that pick. All right. I'm on the clock, so I'm going to get this out of the way because I know exactly, having watched the Bengals against the Raiders, I know exactly, and having watched a lot of football and all whatever, I pick for number 1 pick for the Cincinnati Bengals, Chase Young, defensive end, Ohio State. And the reason is that the Bengals, first of all, I'm very much mindful of the economic times and the fact that it's going to impact the league's ability to come up with additional monies for their teams. And so there's gonna be a thought of, hey, how do we control as much as possible the budget? And I got this from when I interviewed the late Bob McNair about their thinking going into Reggie Bush or Mario Williams. And he said, I got $60 million to spend on either player. So I'm thinking that with the luck that I've had at quarterbacks as an organization, and the fact that defensive ends of that caliber just don't grow on trees, I'm going to take Chase Young off the board. I think I can get a quarterback down the line for my system that suits. But I'm going to take Chase Young off the board. Chase Young is a Cincinnati Bengal player. So there you go.
Wow. I like it.
But it makes sense. The Bengals have the number 1 pick, and usually with the number 1 pick, you take the best player in the draft. And Chase Young is by far, in my estimation, and most people's estimations, the clear-cut best player in this draft. And, what are the 3 positions that teams usually take today in the NFL with the number 1 pick? It's either a quarterback, an offensive tackle, or a defensive end. And so makes sense to take one of the positions. And this is a pretty quarterback-rich draft, so maybe you're not as big on Burrow. Maybe you could try to get Love or maybe Herbert. It depends on how the cards play out. But, even though I don't personally think that Young will go to the Bengals, I would not rule it out in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I would say slim to none that this happens. I think Chase Young is clear-cut number 1 player in the draft. But at sitting number 1, you don't have a franchise quarterback. You got several good quarterbacks in this draft. You got to be able to pull the trigger and take your franchise quarterback. You can't back down from that. And we all know quarterbacks go higher in the draft in those positions, go elevated. And then you got Tua and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow maybe had the best statistical season in college football history. Yeah. Tua, even though he has injury concerns, he has been a proven winner. So, and if you want Herbert, who's made out of the test tube, and go with him. Standing 6'6", 240, all the athleticism in the world.
Wait, say that again.
Go with him. Made out of a test tube. He is. What's the old quarterback the Raiders took out of USC? Manovich or
Tony Manovich. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Franken quarterback.
So I do agree he is the best player. I believe he has the most pressures in college football. Pro Football Focus has been charting, and pressures are more valuable than sacks, even though his sacks numbers are ridiculous as well. Ohio State single-season sack leader all time. He's a beast, but you got to take a quarterback there.
Well, okay, now we come to number 2, and Donald Richardson's on the clock for the great Washington Redskins, led by that Golden Bear, Ron Rivera. So, Riverboat Ron, yeah.
And my pick is going to be definitely a Riverboat pick, especially with Joe still on the board. But to me, this pick makes sense for the simple fact that all of these quarterbacks in college are simply not proven. Period. And the eye test, as far as like with the Washington Redskins, they like to throw the dice. So with my pick, I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm calling Jared Judy to come out and play for the Washington Redskins.
Oh, you just pissed off every.
Wow. That's a big surprise right there.
Oh, my God.
I've been thinking about this all day. One, they don't have a proven wide receiver.
Lee Steinberg will love you.
Terry McLaren, Scary Terry, baby. Hello.
That is true. So I can see where he's coming from. You know, the Redskins might need more help with wide receiver, though. I would not.
Do they have a corner on their roster right now, or is Jeff Okudah not on the board? I'm not confused. It's going to go. They're switching it up.
But let me finish. Let me tell you why. I honestly think that Ron Rivera and Cam Newton are going to reunite in Washington. And the one thing Ron Rivera couldn't really get Cam in the beginning of his career, Steve Smith was there just for a short while. But if Cam would have had a solid number 1 wide receiver like Jared Judy, no telling what that quarterback could have done.
Hey, I think it's great. Hey,
he would have got hurt.
All I can say is I just that's Lee Steinberg. Lee Steinberg just called and said, "Hey, thanks." So that leaves us to quite interesting. We're starting off here, folks. That does leave us now to let's see here. We've got the Detroit Lions. The Redskins get Jerry Judy. Wow. And that leaves us to the Lions. Hey, could somebody type in as we go? Because I think Mason's got it, right?
Yeah, I got it. I got you. Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And you said, but wait a minute, you said Jerry Judy, right? Not right, Donald?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So did you write that? Yeah. Thank you.
I think I did. I might have misspelled it, but yeah, Judy.
No, you were just so upset.
GU. Hey, I like it. Stick to your guns. I stick to your guns. It's not. Stick to your guns. I like it.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to turn this a little bit sideways and then bring the camera a little bit closer. Hopefully I don't drop it. Trying to get that.
I'll say this. New York's ecstatic right now. New York is jumping for joy.
Oh, heck yes. Yeah. Oh, heck yes. Oh, yeah. All right. Cool. Now, we come to the Detroit Lions, and that would bring us the great, wild, and woolly and wonderful Mr. Laspinoso. Mr. Laspinoso.
Hey, thanks. The Detroit Lions did not have a good season this year. Started out okay, but then right after Matthew Stafford got hurt, plus they still didn't win games even with him down the stretch. But the biggest loss in free agency was via trade when they traded away Darius Slay to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Now I look at the team like the Lions, and they got help in free agency on the defensive line, but they still need help at corner. And with Darius Slay gone, I got to pick an obvious one here. I got to go with Jeffrey Okudah. This is a slam dunk, no question. Just shut up and do it kind of choices, especially if the Lions stay at this spot. So Jeffrey Okudah to the Detroit Lions. That's my pick.
Well, Lions get a replacement for Clay. I just pray that the head coach there treats him better than he treated Clay, because I have to just say,
I hope so too.
I have to say candidly that grown men should not behave the way that he behaved toward his All-Pro cornerback. Not cool at all. So
it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be the way that Bill O'Brien treated DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch.
All right.
So
that number 4, the new Broadway Joe. Let's give me Joe Burrow out there.
that seems to.
I am not a believer in Daniel Jones, so I will move on from that, and I will gladly take Joe Burrow.
Wait a minute. I thought it was my turn.
I thought I was number 4.
Wait a minute. You are number 4.
Yeah, Mason's number 4.
Yeah, that is me. I'm sorry, Mason. No, you know what? Sorry.
Okay, good. You got me scared. I was excited.
You were all loaded.
Ran to the podium.
You were loaded. Sorry
Okay.
about that. They just security is hauling me away. Security is hauling me away. Wait, I didn't mean it.
So yeah, I'll take the new Broadway Joe. I'll take Joe Burrow out there.
Wait.
The main deciding factor between him and Tua is the fact that Tua's got a lot of extended injury history.
So wait a
give me
minute.
Joe Burrow, and I'm dumping Daniel Jones.
Wait, after 1 year? The guy had a breakout.
After 1 year.
He had a breakout game against the Bucs. Granted, the Bucs.
Have you seen him? He puts the ball on the ground too much.
That's coaching. You're gonna tell me that you fire your coach though, didn't you?
I would, if I was the Giants. Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, but you did
sweeping changes.
But you did fire your coach, right? So you have a new coach. So that makes sense from that perspective. New coach, new quarterback,
new OC, Jason Garrett.
So yeah, it makes sense. It's possible. Hey, especially
and it's what I believe. I did not view Daniel Jones as a first round pick.
Yeah.
So, and with the board falling how it is, I'm going to take the most valuable position. I'm going to take a guy with a clean bill of health and who just set the SEC on fire. So, give me Joe Burrow.
And why Joe?
And it's something that's been done before. Arizona just traded Josh Rosen for Kyler Murray.
Yep, that's true.
So it's not unheard of.
Yeah, that is very true. Everybody's JB is going, boom, roast Bill O'Brien. Boom, JB what? JB what? He's got what? What? Hey, Bible study PJ, how you doing? Now it comes to the Miami Dolphins at number 5. The Dolphins, okay? And you know what? No problem. I think I'm going to take the man who I believe has really done a great job of rehabilitating himself and making the case for why he indeed should be where he is about to go. And his exploits are noted. His heroism is the stuff of history books. His character is beyond reproach. His throwing ability is outstanding. He shocked the world, just plain, completely plain shocked the world in the SEC championship game. He is an undeniable, not the one that you're thinking about, but he is undeniable, and he is Alabama's Tua Tagovailoa. That's right. To the Miami Dolphins.
To
the Miami
Dolphins. Good for the Dolphins. They had the whole season of tank for Tua, and they ended up doing pretty well in spite of what they were up against, and they still get Tua at the very end of it. Good for them.
Yeah, this is sort of the, I guess, the draft corrective, right? Because since everybody was pissed off about Chase Young, rather, about Chase Young, I figured, first of all, did you realize that Lee Steinberg has, in our draft, resurrected completely his sports agency career? Lee's a friend of mine. So although Lee, you owe me an interview, by the way. Okay. But he would have the number 1 and the number 5 pick in the draft. So not bad, Lee, not bad. So we have to the Dolphins, and we have the LA Rams.
No, LA Chargers.
LA Chargers. Sorry. Chargers. I couldn't resist that. mainly because I can't bring myself to say LA Chargers. It just sounds so off. But whatever.
And the logo looks more like the Chargers too at this point anyway, so I can't blame you.
Yeah. And now the camera is on Mr. Richardson.
All right.
You be on. You be up, dude.
Being the GM that I am, I'm going to take the quarterback that I believe has the most swag and the best potential to become a Hall of Famer in this NFL draft. So I'm calling up Jalen Hurts.
Oh! Hey! Everybody's just going, oh!
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
Okay.
Oh man!
Tyrod 2.0. I like it.
Everybody's like, no, man! It's like, holy. The Chargers shocked the world with. You got to be kidding me, man! That's like, wow. Say that one more time.
It's like a round and a half too early.
Say that one more time.
You know what? This is where I was gonna go.
Yeah. I
was gonna go with Tua, but he's off the board already.
Mm-hmm.
So my next guy up, we need a quarterback.
You do.
And there's no such thing.
Get Jameis Winston.
A la Daniel Jones. There's no such thing as taking your franchise quarterback too early.
Get Jameis Winston. Bring in
Jameis
Winston.
Quarterback when you get your franchise quarterback. Jalen Hurts. Get
Jameis Winston. Surf with him, man. Surf with Jameis. Jameis is gonna light it up. I'm telling you.
I'd love to see Jameis with the Bucks.
Me too. Tom Brady ain't going nowhere, folks. That's butt fumble city. I don't care what anybody says. He's gonna be in that same deep passing game that got him killed with the Patriots, and the reason why they didn't win against the Giants twice. And he's gonna basically play in a worse version of that and thinks he's gonna win the Super Bowl. Nah. All right, enough of me. All right, so fun stuff here. Okay, so we got Hurts is off the board shockingly, which brings us to your Carolina Panthers at number 7, and brings us to you are on the clock once again. Actually, excuse me, I'm on the clock then. No,
I'm on. It's every.
My ego keeps getting in the way, is what it is. Sorry.
Don't worry,
it's
man.
My ego. Sorry. I knew you were.
I got another big cat team. The Panthers this time instead of the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Panthers, they are now in complete rebuild officially. They have Matt Rule as their new head coach. Luke Kuechly retired. Greg Olson, bad terms. He's out the Seahawks. Cam Newton. Oh, geez, things really ended up pretty badly for them over there.
Yeah.
They also lost James Bradbury to the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at all those positions of need for them, the one that obviously stands out is linebacker, because Luke Kuechly, despite only playing 8 seasons in the league, is someone who I think has first ballot Hall of Fame potential. And I'm the Hall of Fame guy, and I say that. And obviously, you can't replace someone like that. However, you can try your best. And a great way to do that is by getting a linebacker who's very physical and can almost be like a de facto safety for you. Someone who could really be the centerpiece of the defense that Matt Rule wants to instill in Carolina. So for that reason, I'm going to be taking Clemson's Isaiah Simmons.
No!
Love it.
No!
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Oh, that's a great choice, man. Oh, I love that.
Love it.
Oh, man. Yeah.
A little fun fact about him, guys. In 2019, he had 218 snaps at safety, 286 at slot corner, 160 at outside linebacker, 120 at inside linebacker, and then 17 at boundary corner.
That is
literally
crazy.
A Swiss Army knife. Can play anywhere. My favorite player in the draft. He's awesome to watch.
And the man who said that's our designated NFL draft expert, Mason Riggs. Although I have to say props to Mr. Las Pinoso for his knowledge as well. So there you
Thanks.
go. You got it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
He's coming with some straight fire right now. I love the pick.
Yeah, hey,
Now Arizona is on the clock.
Mr. Riggs.
And if it is me, there's one thing, as Mr. Vincent alluded to. When you're in the top 10, top 5, you draft offensive tackle, you draft quarterback, and you draft pass rusher. You just took Kyler Murray. I'm fortifying the trenches. I'm going with Tristan Wirfs. Tristan Wirfs is an animal out of Iowa. He is the first true freshman in the Kirk Ferentz era to start as a freshman. He is a high school national champion. So he is just a man among boys, strong hands, understands leverage. I love that. I grew up wrestling, and I just think that is a great way to go in, especially in the trenches. So I'm taking Tristan Wirfs to solidify that offensive line.
Wow. Jacksonville. Making sure I get, for Arizona Cardinals, excuse me. Cardinals. Repeat that one more time, please. Want to make sure I get that down.
Tristan Wirfs, Iowa tackle.
Spelling. Christian.
W.
Oh, W.
I. FRS, I think.
FRS. Friston, yeah.
WIRFS.
WIRFS. Kristen?
Yeah, Tristan.
Oh,
with
Tristan.
a T.
Oh, yeah, of course. Tristan Wirfs. Yeah, I got it. Tristan Wirfs. Got it. Okay. Cardinals. Offensive tackle. All right. That was number 8 there. All right. Number 9 goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags. And that comes to me. And folks, I'm not going to waste any time at all. Derek Brown, Auburn, defensive tackle. Derek Brown.
Great move. This is a great move.
Thank you.
By the Jaguars if they do, in fact, make it. Saxonville is gone.
Yep.
You need to restart that entire defense. And why not?
Yep.
You know, with Isaiah Simmons off the board, with Chase Young off the board, with Jeffrey Okudah off the board, it's a nice way to just get someone that can be a nice run stuffer right down the middle for him. I like this choice.
Thank you. And for years, Calais Campbell really anchored the middle for them, and they let him go. Ostensibly for reasons of age, I get it. But I saw Derek Brown manhandle. I can't put any other
forklift.
Yeah, Georgia, and it wasn't funny. Okay, this man has destroyed a number of offensive lines. From defensive tackle. I think Kinlaw is almost as good because his arms are longer. He could bat passes, but I can't.
More of a 3 technique.
Yeah.
Technique.
I can't get out of my mind because I'm a video guy, and people can talk to me about the cone. Gil Brandt, who I've had the pleasure of interviewing, I know, is very much into the stats, and I love stats and analysis. But I also have to say this: every player that I said someone should get was someone that I watched the video on and was sold. Cam Robinson, Timmy Newsome, the Cowboys. That goes way back before some of you were born. I saw Derek Brown. Oh, and of course, how can I forget Denver Broncos, Cortland Sutton, and I saw him.
SMU.
Yeah, and I told Reggie McKenzie of the Raiders, this is the man that's going to be all pro for you if you bring him in. Didn't listen to me. What is he now? Okay. So anyway, I saw Derek Brown, same mold. Derek Brown he's that guy. You pencil him in, he's going to be there for 5 years at least.
Reminds me of Haloti Ngata.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Oh, the Ravens. Yeah. And So now we come to Donald is now on the clock next, representing the Cleveland Browns.
Brownies.
The Brownies. The Browns are counting on you. The Browns
All
are
right.
counting on you to.
All right, Browns fans, I got y'all. This is not going to be one of those splash picks, but it's a definite need. It's splashy to me. I'm drafting us a Hall of Famer, another Hall of Famer. I'm going to get on the phone. Offensive tackle, Andrew Thomas.
Oh, great choice.
Join the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, Andrew.
Now,
Oh,
love this one.
I love
this pick.
it. Yes. Oh,
You needed. Listen,
yes.
you can't. The Browns badly need help at offensive tackle. Ever since Joe Thomas retired, you're gonna count on Greg Robinson and his pounds of weed in his trunk to help you out. While he's not smoking dope, he's getting a false start penalty. Yeah, you can do better than that.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait. I'm gonna pull a plug for that.
He was all pros first year. He was all
pros, but not only that. Hey, you know what? Medicinal marijuana is very good for you. As one,
Yeah, it is.
And
it
as
is.
one, hold on a second. As one who has to pull a plug in for our newest sponsor, Flowcent, which is pushing Oakland cannabis delivery legal there.
Wow.
That's right. It's a new Zenny 62 Media sponsor. So some of the compensation that I've been able to provide has come from Flowcent, and God
bless them.
God bless them. Yeah, and more to come, and it'll get better as we move forward. So hey, you know what? I want to emphasize Flowcent doesn't only have what people think of as weed. They have CBD oils, soap, particularly for the elderly. Get the picture.
Nice.
Right. A lot of very therapeutic CBD based products that are good for you, good for your health. So think differently about the plant.
Oh no, I'm down for marijuana too. It's just that he could potentially face up to 20 years in prison from it. That's what I was saying.
Well, yeah,
he did it in the wrong way. He should have just bought it legally. He wasn't very smart.
He wasn't
trying to bring it across.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Especially when he's rich. He probably should have just bought it from the store.
Yeah, he has the money. He could do it. He was a former number 2 overall pick, and even though he's a journeyman at this point, he still
that was pre-slots too. That was pre-slotted money. He made that money. He probably got 55-60 million guaranteed.
All right. So we that was the Cleveland Browns and a historic pick. I believe that Donald Richardson has put the Browns in great stead with another great lineman. And congratulations. And we now at pick number 11, and that brings us to none other than Vinny Lospinoso and your, hey, you know what? A team that isn't far from him, far away at all, the Jets, right?
Jets.
Jets.
or in the last 10 years of my life, they've been Jets. Suck. They have not been that good. And a big reason why, at least for me, is
I'm glad you didn't use any profanity. Phew, thank you. Oh,
the last outside of Sanchez and Darnold, every single first round pick that the New York Jets have made has been on the defensive side of the ball, and their defense is still above average at best. It's not a top flight defense, the Jets. Though I think you can focus on defense later. How about, maybe for the first time you can actually, I don't know, choose a pick on offense. And Quincy Nunwa, how much can you really rely on him? He can't really stay healthy. Robbie Anderson just went to the Panthers.
No tackle?
No, they got, I was gonna say a thing about that, but they also got George Spann. However, you need to I think you need to give Sam Darnold a weapon that he could throw to, someone he can play with. And Jerry Jeudy's off the board. I don't know. It's
It's a deep receiver class. Go
That is a
offensive
good-
tackle.
I don't know. I was saying that. However, I was going to say, however, the guy that I personally thought would go in the top 10 is still here. And even though they got George Fant, they could still use a lot more. I think they can take a receiver in the second round. So I'm going offensive tackle here. I'm taking Mekhi Becton from Louisville.
Whoa.
Mekhi Becton?
Mekhi Becton.
Mekhi
You said
I
Becton.
liked it.
Wow.
I like it.
Yeah.
Potential road grader.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. Physical specimen. High upside.
Totally.
I like it. I like your protecting your franchise quarterback, Sam Darnold. I like it. I like that move a lot.
I mean, George Fant.
Were you going to go CD? Were you going to go CD or are you going to go Ruggs potentially?
I was thinking about maybe me, or I was thinking about maybe I wasn't sure. I was like unsure between the two. However, I was Mekhi compared to the other tackles as opposed to Ruggs and Lamb. And because I know that the class for our offensive tackles is stronger in the top half than as for the wide receivers, where you can get potentially guys similar to the caliber early in the second round, I think it was smart to take the offensive tackle here because George Fant's nice, but George Fant is not a guy that you could really see as a really big stalwart left tackle. You could see him as a quality right tackle, but you need someone that could be a true left tackle to protect who could protect Darnold's blind side. So I went with Mekhi Becton here. He had a phenomenal combine, and yeah, let's put him on the green and white and black and play for the Jets.
Wow.
All right.
So,
I like it. I like it.
We come to I don't care what anybody says, they're still my Raiders. All right. Even though they're out of Oakland.
Gotta love them.
They're standing to lose a lot of money for a lot of reasons that they making a move that, karmically they should have made in a stadium that's going to be kick butt whenever they finally really do get it done. But right now, I hate to say that I think it stands a better chance of hosting people who need to be hospitalized than anything else. Just saying. Okay.
You're wrong.
Yeah, sadly, very sad. But hey, there's your dose of reality, folks. All right, Mason, you are Mike Mayock.
Mike Mayock, and I think I'm going to think a little like him possibly here. So me personally, I'm not the biggest Justin Herbert guy, especially this early on. I think he is first round quarterback, early second, but since not this high, he is tempting. And then Jedrick Wills is very tempting to me. Richie Incognito is getting old in the tooth, all pro still. Gabe Jackson's getting top 5 money.
Yep.
And then Colton Miller's still a little unproven, and Trent Brown was injured last year, and he's getting $22 million a year. So Jedrick Wills being there is tempting, but another option could be C.J. Henderson. He makes the profile, long arms, man-to-man corner. We want to play press man out there, but I'm not going to go there either. I'm going to get a de facto receiver out there on the outside. And thinking like a Mike Mayock, I'm going to take the guy out of a pro-style offense. I'm taking Henry Ruggs in memory of Al Davis, speed kills.
Speed kills.
And some reason why is this, folks.
I like it.
He demands 2 people on him no matter what, or at least the number 1 corner. You have to have a safety over the top. When that happens, it makes the defense a lot more predictable, and you can scheme guys a lot more open. Not only that, he's more than just a pure burner. I think he has 3 career drops in his career. You go back to 2018, you look up YouTube against LSU. He's lined up against Greedy Williams on the first drive. Nice slant route, catches it. It's a beautiful play. Then he gets in the red zone, beats him again on a slant route. Grant Philpott nails him at the goal line.
Yep.
Nice catch. He also has a one-handed catch on a slant route in that game. So rare that he runs that fast, even rarer that he's got as good as hands as he does. And he can take a slant 80 yards. You can see it against South Carolina. So give me Henry Ruggs.
I like it.
Try to build the team.
I like it.
I like it. JB was saying Jerry Judy, but JB Jerry is off the board early. So he may have just joined us, I think, when that happened. But
he went at number 2, if I'm not mistaken, to Washington.
He went to the Redskins. Yeah, he went to the
Redskins.
Redskins. So he's
but
off.
one that does make sense. actually.
And okay, so that comes to me, and think I can't put the camera on me, can I?
I can see you.
Oh,
We can see you live right now.
oh, you can see me.
San
Okay.
Francisco 49ers. Santa Clara, San Francisco 49ers are on the clock.
Actually, it says Indianapolis. They trade.
No, the
Yeah.
Niners traded away DeForest Buckner, and the
To the
Colts
Colts.
gave them their first round
Thanks,
pick. So
okay.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. So San Francisco.
Okay, yeah. So that was the one thing, San Francisco. Yeah, I needed to make that. As San Francisco, thank you, because I said Colts. I need
Kinlaw, Henderson, Lamb. Got some options. McKinney, maybe if you're high on him. There's some guys out there. What do you think, is any?
I'll tell you
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that there's a run on wide receivers, and I believe the Niners need a guy who is he's going to have a lot of shoes to fill in terms of other great 49ers at this position, but I think he can do it. CD Lamb.
I like that.
Yeah, CD
And
Lamb.
talk about pairings a little bit. I think if similar to DK Metcalf, if CD Lamb ends up in San Francisco, it is a dream pairing. That play action, crossing routes is what he excels at. Catch and run, open windows. He is the perfect match. I stayed away from him in Las Vegas, but I think he is the perfect match for San Francisco. He will be a Pro Bowler potentially right away.
What I like about CD Lamb is the size. He's big enough to take on bigger quarterbacks, which, interestingly enough, are being drafted bigger because of the bigger wide receivers. He's got that great size, speed, quickness combination that you need in today's game to develop an effective passing attack. So, and not only that, with what Kyle Shanahan likes to do, not just with play action, but with shake routes and other types of misdirection pass patterns that he employs out of play action, I think CD will be perfect for what he does at the 49ers down there in Santa Clara. So CD Lamb will become a San Francisco 49er. We are now at
the yak monster out there. You can check his highlights against Texas. There's 3 guys around him, and he puts them in a blender and takes it 20 yards to the house. It's amazing.
Yep, a yak monster on the team that invented the yak, if you think about it. Yeah, so there we go. So we are out, Mr. Richardson. Mr. Richardson is up. The Buccaneers, which are bringing in Tom Brady to replace Mr. Winston. And so what are you going to do to get some help from Mr. Brady in that offense? Unless, of course, you think they need help elsewhere.
I think they need help elsewhere. They've done just about everything you could possibly do on offense. They've signed a veteran tackle. They signed a veteran offensive guard. So Alabama's going to have back-to-back picks right now. I'm picking up the phone. I'm calling up my defensive tackle, Raekwon Davis. Welcome to Tampa Bay.
What is going on?
I'm going to tell you what's going on.
Hey,
Did he get a delivery from our sponsor? What's going on out here?
Defense wins championships.
Javon Kinlaw, look at the interviews. Eddie 62, he's a monster.
Yeah.
I love it, Donald. You stick to your guns. I love it. You stick to your guns.
If that's your guy, take your guy. Who cares what anyone says?
That's my guy.
I'm dying. This is great.
All day. Hey, look. Back-to-back big time defensive tackles 2 years in a row.
He's a nose tackle. You know that, right?
Huh?
I'm just joking. I said he's a nose tackle.
But you know what? Yeah, but you know what, though? I would say in defense of that, okay? In defense of his being a nose tackle and considering the kind of defense
got to eat the blocks.
That the kind of defense that the D coordinator likes to play is actually you realize they play a 3-4. Okay.
Yes.
That's true.
They play a 3-4. All right. And so when they bring in Nottingham back, he's going to be your 3 technique. He'll occasionally play nose tackle just to spell, but that guy, and then not only that, you've got Vita Vea, so you're going to give them a monster defensive line. You realize that, don't you?
Exactly.
I mean,
the defensive line was already their strong suit last year.
Yeah, well,
strength.
But you know what?
You
You can make the argument that model was established by the 49ers. They were rich, right? I mean, how many number ones they have on the line? It's crazy.
I think
Yeah, they've got 3 number ones. 4, yeah.
4.
Right. So, I mean, why not?
Straight to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But they already have the best young nose tackle in the game. His name is Vita Vea. That's my only issue.
Right. Well, here's the thing. If Vita,
that they just spent a 1st-round pick on.
that's right. But here's the thing. Imagine if you ever see, and this is something that I've been a big advocate of, and I told when I saw him in Indianapolis, I really think the Falcons should do this. And he agrees, Dan Quinn. The old George Perlis Pittsburgh pinch defense. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you want to see it in action, look at, you can do it on YouTube, Super Bowl IX, Joe Green and late Dwight White.
Steelers.
Exactly. Engaged in what the late narrator John Facenda referred to as the looping, stunning stack. That's right, stack oversets. And if you have 2 guys, nose tackles, but they're one thing, quick. Okay. And so if you have 2 guys doing that who are quick nose tackles, you're going to cause so much headache for an offensive line. I mean, just unbelievable headache. And don't bother that you might occasionally put Devin White at inside linebacker and blitz him.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I see.
And
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Mason Riggs. What were you saying?
And they had the sack lead in the NFL this past year too that they brought back.
Shaq.
What's his name?
Shaq.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Shaq Barrett.
Shaq Barrett. I'm sorry.
JPP's back as well. So I could,
monster, man. That monster.
They're stacking it.
A bit of an overreach. I agree. A bit of an overreach. Maybe second rounder. Some have him projected as. But you know what? Look at what Mike Mayock did with the Raiders.
Cleveland
Farrell. People thought he'd be like a late round 1 guy, and he made in the number 4 overall pick, and turned out to be not a bad move at all. In fact, I'd argue that he was better than Quinn Williams, who was taking a pick before.
Absolutely, and I agree with you. He really stabilized the Raiders' defense. Mayock wanted a leader, and he got a leader, and then he got rich. Buy low, sell high. He bought low with Mason Crosby, and they got rich in the process. So, hey.
Max Crosby, not Mason Crosby.
Sorry, Max Crosby. Sorry, Mason. I was thinking about. I thought he was your brother. So anyway. No.
Mad Max.
All right.
2 X's.
2 X's. All right. So, we get back to the Buccaneers, Raekwon Davis. That could happen. I could actually see that happening. I like that pick. I can see that happening. Congratulations, Donald. We'll call these Donald Richardson specials. So you have to watch the draft, folks, because watch the draft, All right. So we are at, guess what? Here come the surprising late season run architect, the Denver Broncos. And so
how did they get Jarrell Casey for 7th, by the way? I don't understand that.
I'm in the AFC South, man.
I don't know.
Someone sold Jim Irsay's Coke.
I mean, what is going on? A 7th for Jarrell Casey? Do people watch film?
The guy's a 5-time Pro Bowler. The guy is a leader on the Titans defense. I don't know what the Titans were. I mean, if you're going to trade anything, at least you would think, maybe a 5th or a 4th rounder.
Exactly, a mid-rounder.
Yeah. 7th rounder. They gave up Jarrell Casey, one of the more underrated linemen in the game, for a 7th round pick, and he's going to a situation in which the Broncos, they did really well in free agency. Even though you lost, Chris Harris, You traded for AJ Boye, you traded for Darrell Casey. So I personally think with the way that Drew Lock was at the end of the season, Garrett Bowles not done that well at offensive tackle. I think without a doubt, if there's a tackle there, they're going to take Jedrick Wills, especially if he's the guy that's available.
Whoa.
So I have Jedrick Wills, but really, I think whatever tackle's there, they're going to take.
That's
I love
cool,
the
man.
pick.
Yeah,
I love the pick. I would hate to see it as a Raider fan though, because he's a good one. And I don't want to see more offensive linemen out there in Denver. That's for sure. Good pick.
Yeah. Jedrick Wills is the eighth ranked player in the CBS and also the NFL Draft Network top players. Just FYI.
I was going to take him potentially with Giants or the Cardinals. It was close, but with Joe Burrow falling and then Tristan Wirfs, my personal favorite, he slid out for me a couple spots.
6'5", 320 pounds. Date of birth 5/17/1999, and actually, interestingly, that's his date of birth is actually 2 days before my accident that I almost died in and trying to bring the Super Bowl to Oakland. Yeah, I just looked at that. I thought, what? So yeah, mine was 5/19/1999. So in a parallel universe, I probably should have been where he was being born. Anyway, didn't happen. No, I have to tell that story though. I was put in charge of bringing the Super Bowl to Oakland. I'll tell this the real short version. I thought I had a deal with San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown where he was going to get us hotels. And so I went out to celebrate, and I did something that this is why you should never drink and drive. Okay. I was at Harry Denton's Southside Bar, which had, oh my goodness, this couple of waitresses there were just absolutely wonderful people, gorgeous, smart, everything, friends. I wonder what happened to them. Hope they're well. But I digress. I wound up at Merchants. Bar in Oakland, and I left at 1:30, and I fell asleep at the wheel. And I'm very lucky to be alive. Okay. So, and this is all written up in the paper back then. And on Saturday it came out, and I was all set to resign. I went in to offer my resignation as the head of the Super Bowl effort for Oakland because I didn't want to embarrass the city. And Robert Bobb was the city manager. I just talked to Robert this week, and Robert was instrumental in bringing the Montreal Expos to become the Washington Nationals. Got the World Series. Okay. Anyway, he told me personally, he said, Zenny, look, what do you have to do next? And he says, go and do it. In other words, he didn't listen to me. And two of his colleagues were telling guys, Gregory Hunter, who worked for him in Richmond, were telling me about how he protected people. And so my point is, people like Robert Bobb, particularly if you're young and black, and you're trying to do the best job because you want to basically prove that you're the best, you need people like that behind you. And today, regardless of color, when you go into any job that gives you a big responsibility, you want to know when people are behind you is when stuff happens, because you don't know. I mean, how did anybody know we're going to be in this position, right? You don't know what's going to happen in your life. You want people protecting you. And I'm just giving a shout out to Robert Bobb for that. So there you go. A little story that came up because I was talking about Jedrick Wills, offensive tackle at Alabama, who will be the next Cam Robinson, in my opinion, in my prediction. All right. So next, having made that incredible pick, that was really good, man. Vinny, not bad. Not bad. Not bad, bro. All right, Jedrick is off to join the Broncos, and that leaves us with Mr. Riggs. Mr. Riggs, and yes, Atlanta.
So I'm sitting here at number 16 with Atlanta, and I couldn't be much happier. There's potentially a quarterback I could take here with Justin Herbert. Matt Ryan's getting a little old in the tooth. And some of the other biggest needs as well. I'm not saying it yet. I'm going through some of the other biggest needs. They need edge.
Okay, I'll shut up.
And then they need a corner. They can use Kinlaw. So there's a bunch of options. So I'm going to go with my best player available. I'm going to go with C.J. Henderson, man corner from Florida. And also they don't really have a corner on their roster with a lot of experience proven out there. They just lost Trufant. So give me C.J. Henderson, and let's roll.
C.J. Henderson.
And also with Julio Jones, I think they deserve to give Matt Ryan, some more shot. Their offensive line, who they invested in last year, is coming back healthy. So, let's give Matt Ryan some more help and improve that defense a little bit.
So, dude, we want to take Haybear and send him to Atlanta? I'm like, wow.
Who'd you say?
Justin Haybear.
Oh, Justin Herbert?
Yeah,
I was thinking about it.
I'll tell you why I call him Herbert.
I just think.
Go ahead.
I was just thinking you got to owe it to Julio Jones and lost those veterans to try to improve that defense and improve late in the year. And, Rob Quinn is probably on the hot seat. So drafting a young quarterback might
Dan Quinn
save his job Dan Quinn. Thank you. Might save his job for a little bit on the short term, but I'm trying to win now, and you got to block a lot. You got to guard a lot of receivers out there in that division. So give me a man corner, C.J. Henderson.
Wow. C.J.
Henderson. A lot of receivers out there.
6'1", 202. Corner.
Yes.
Played primarily running back at Columbia High School, he reads here. Nodding 636 yards. Received multiple offers from Power 5 schools. Big book on him. Man coverage scheme fit. Mid-late first round. So he's going about where he is supposed to go. All I can say about this guy is dude can hit, okay? That dude can hit. He'll lay the wood on you. So
especially on the quarterback splits, and he's got a couple forced fumbles that way. And I know a lot of people said he made business decisions this year.
Who didn't?
Maybe not hitting as much this year, but when you're top end pick, look at Jalen Ramsey, look at other people. You usually, put your foot off the gas and try to make it to the pros is usually what happens. So all the physical tools you want, and like I said, they don't have a lot of depth out there. So let's roll.
All right,
you got to guard Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, all those guys.
Mr. Riggs, you get the fun team once again. This time it's not the Raiders, but it's their sweet mate at the Super Bowl, and I'm not kidding you. Jerry Jones and Dallas Cowboys. So you are Jerry Jones' son. You're Stephen Jones. So what's up? Miss Mason Riggs.
Whose pick is it? I just picked for Atlanta.
It's your pick, Zenny.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I had Atlanta. You had C.J. Henderson. I got that right. Dallas Cowboys is me. So I'm him. Okay. So I think here's the deal with the Cowboys. I highly believe that the Cowboys are at a point where really they've signed Amari Cooper, so they don't, and a lot of the wide receivers are already off the board. They've let some
edge corner.
They let some good defenders go, and so that's why I think they're going to take Clavon Chasen.
I like it.
LSU.
I like that pick.
LSU. I think Clavon is 6'6", 250. Bless you. And as a number of people have noted, this guy is fast. He's not quite fast like Montez Sweat, but he's quick. Okay, he's got quick feet. And I really believe he's going to step in and make a great difference for the Cowboys as a edge rushing defensive end. I just pray that they don't ask him to make that dual move where you have to go back in the coverage. Leave him at end, teach him some moves, go forward. I have to say though, I thought this guy would be better for the Falcons because the Falcons just let go of Vic Beasley and need an impact player there, but whatever. Okay, so we are now at the Dolphins again. The Miami Dolphins, and so I just want one moment, please. I want to make sure that I'm writing these down as they are happening. Okay, and number 18, Miami Dolphins, and I think Dolphins. I think somebody among this group was thinking that the Dolphins might trade up, right?
Mm-hmm. I think they might trade up potentially. Whether they could get, after pick 5, they have pick 18, they have pick 26. So there could be someone that they would want that I could see them trading up a bit for. Like maybe if one of the tackles are still there, I could see them trading up, or if they could stay put and take a Josh Jones, someone like. But whatever they do, I think it's gonna be very interesting. So keep an eye out. Out of all the teams in the draft, in the first round, check the Dolphins. They have the most amount of first-round picks.
Yeah, I agree with you. So now we're up to Mr. Richardson with the glasses.
So,
hey, wait a minute. I can make a joke there, but I'm not going to.
I took some time and I thought about this. In our draft, the 5th pick, the Miami Dolphins took Tua, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Tua Tagovailoa.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. He's taking off the glasses to emphasize a point.
Thinking,
yes.
The Miami Dolphins back in the day, back in the 70s, they were a power running team.
Yep.
With Tua, they could be a running team.
Oh.
You need a powerful running back.
Uh-oh.
So this GM's going to pick up the phone. We're going to call up our next running back, Jonathan Taylor from the University of Wisconsin.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor. Oh, Jonathan Taylor.
I could see that actually. I could see them. Hey, running backs, big need for the Dolphins. Even though I think he'd probably be on the 3rd first-round pick, I can definitely see him, without a doubt, being a Miami Dolphin.
I like it. Jonathan Taylor, 5'11", 219, Mr. Taylor.
4.4 speed.
Yep, 4.4 speed. And the highs on him, versatile concept level runner, strength and durable finishes runs. And
weakness is his fumbling, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He fumbles a lot.
Yeah. Hey, so did Tony Dorsett. So did Tony Dorsett, right? But Dorsett.
And so did Tiki Barber.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with Swift at first, but he's small.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get punished in the NFL. So I would rather take that big fast back. You can work on how to hold the ball. We've seen running backs come in the NFL, have problems, and then adjust. And the next thing you know, they're off for thousands of yards.
Hey guys, how does this look on YouTube? You guys can see yourself.
It looks fine.
Cool. All right, that's all. That's cool. Definitely. All right, so that was number 18, number 19. Okay, before we go further, let's do a recap. All right. So first round, Chase Young went to the Bengals, Jerry Jeudy of the Redskins, Jeff Okudah the Lions, Joe Burrow the New York Giants, Tua Tagovailoa, Dolphins, Chargers got Jalen Hurts, Isaiah Simmons, Carolina Panthers, and we had Tristan Wirfs became Arizona Cardinal, Derek Brown, Jacksonville Jaguars defensive tackle. Cleveland Browns got Andrew Thomas. Mekhi Beckman went to the Jets. The Raiders got Henry Riggs. CeeDee Lamb, Niners. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are Raekwon Davis. And Jarrett Willis is Denver Broncos. C.J. Henderson, Atlanta Falcons. Clavon Chasen is Dallas Cowboys. Jonathan Taylor is Miami Dolphins. And so we're at pick 19. And since Jonathan Taylor went to the Dolphins, that was by Donald. Hey, before I do it, I didn't hear from Joseph Amanduras. I'm gonna give him a buzz real quick and find out if he wants to join us because I realized I didn't hear from him, or I don't know if I mistaken. Let me just give him a buzz to see if so I don't think he was on our link. So somehow let me and that was a mistake on my part. That was not intentional. Of course not. Let me call Joseph. And Joseph, there he is. And yeah. Joseph. It's ringing him now.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 62.
Oh, we don't want to give out his name, so it's his number. So let me do this. Let's see here. Hey, we are on. Join us. Let's see. Join us for the draft. NFL. Yeah. Cool. I thought we had him on Sunday. We were talking about this. Did I make a mistake? I think I made a mistake. Maybe I did. Anyway, I called him and I texted him. All right, so moving along, we got that breakdown. Anybody want to take a break before we continue? Get water or anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna get some water right now, actually.
Cool, you got it. This is an interesting draft, but you know who's still on the board, don't you?
Herbert.
Yeah. Oh, and I have to explain why I call
Don't worry. He ain't getting past 23 if he gets that far.
We'll see, man. I thought he was going to the Falcons. I'm thinking, yeah. And you're like,
I was thinking about it. I really was, but I think with Julio Jones right now, he's got a few years left of true prime ability, and you got to try to capitalize on that.
Oh yeah,
and try to build up that defense.
So basically, but you don't think that Matt Ryan needs a heir apparent? Because Justin,
I do, but people are playing older and older these days, and you know he's definitely towards the end. He's definitely very close to the end. But he won the MVP not too long ago. I mean, I know it's been a couple years, but I think if you protect him, which they had no offensive lineman last year, essentially. Everyone got hurt within the preseason or the first couple weeks, even the young rookies. So them maturing, putting on their, NFL weight, in that system that's built. They got that front line, got weapons out there. We'll see if Gurley's signing comes through or not. They haven't officially announced that signing. I know it was reported that he was going to Atlanta, but, with not being able to do physicals and his injury history, that's kind of concerning to see if he ends up really going to Atlanta or not. So we'll see.
I'd be surprised.
But yeah, I was close.
I mean,
and Herbert, to me, like I said, I view him more as end of the first, top of the second round guy. Mm-hmm. Me personally, and Herbert.
I would be surprised. I would be surprised if the Falcons didn't pull the trigger after all is said and done. The wild card is nobody has any idea how long this pandemic is going to go on for. And that's just the reality. We're talking about the NFL draft, and look, they're going to sign players and all that. Yeah, but if this shelter in place goes on for, let's say, through May, or through May and June, you better start thinking about not having a season because you're not going to be able to have OTAs or training camp. And You know, I don't right now. I don't see us. There would have to be
Now, during the lockout years, have they ever missed those? During the lockout years, like of the collective bargaining agreements, did they miss those during those years too, right?
Yeah, they did. They did. There was. I remember. I remember the strike year. I remember the strike year. You know, that was 1989, I believe. Not in 89, 1970, 1980, 88, 1988, and because I remember during that year, Monday Night Football was the Giants versus the 49ers, and Bill Walsh had this option quarterback that was a walk-on into training camp, and he basically installed a wishbone offense, and he beat the Giants. And Bill Parcells had no idea he was going to break out with it, and so Bill just looks at him because Parcells went like this, "Shame on you," and Bill went, "You know, what do you?" So they won. But that was Bill Walsh for you. He was willing to do anything offensively to get an edge and go forward. All right, so we are back. We're all nerd. Wait a minute, no, we're not, because Donald Richardson is probably going to check on his kids. So yeah, so and it's just that I don't have a window up here. I'm trying to think of how I make my window here. Let's see here. I've got this is new camera detected. Where is this? My microphone appears. Oh, share your screen. There it is. Okay, share that screen. All right, is that right? I guess, I don't know.
You want to pick the tab of the Draft Network if you have it up, or
I actually have the Draft Network up. I'm literally doing the mock draft as it's going along.
Oh, yeah, same here. So I think you can share our screens, maybe me or his, and we might be probably his.
I can toggle the view. That's me right there. This is me. Okay. So that's me. So I click on that. And that's what you guys are seeing. That's pretty cool. Okay, but
yeah, that's what I was talking about, kind of in the text. That's a cool feature.
Yeah,
earlier.
That is cool. So I could actually, yeah, you're right. I could toggle. It says toggle the view. So if I click on that, there's that view. Oh, pretty cool. But you know what? Look at it.
You can bring up Draft Network right now, Zenny, and start a mock draft and just fill it in real quick, and then everyone can see it if you share a screen.
Okay, so bring up Draft Network going here. More actions.
Where your window's at? Yeah.
Right there. Okay, get rid of that. All right, and then so here, you're saying share a YouTube video?
No, not no. You're just trying to present it for us, right? That's what you're trying to do.
Well, actually, what I was trying to do is I was just playing around with the screens. This is actually on YouTube, so everybody can see it, right? I mean, we're live on YouTube.
I can see.
Yeah. So I'm just playing around with. What I forgot was that
YouTube. I see the camera of your laptop. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what. But I was thinking about changing this, but I have realized, stupid fool, I don't have a camera pointing at my face. I have to look like this, right? So, but I don't. The only way to have a camera pointed the other way is, what the hell? I don't care. It's like, all right. So it says raise, lower your hand, share your screen. I just did. All right, and now we're back to, oh, there it is. See, that's what I was talking about. See this. That's my face, right? And then there's Donald. There's Vincent just went away. Did I do that accidentally? And there's you. There's Vince. There's Vincent. Yeah, there he is. Okay. And then, okay, yeah, cool. Anyway, whatever. I was just playing around.
All right.
All right, but we're back. All right. I just playing around, just satisfying my ego for a second. Whatever. Yeah. You know, I gotta do that, you know, before I turn 60. Anyway. Somebody stop me. All right, so we're back, folks. We're back. And we are now we had just finished the Miami Dolphins, Jonathan Taylor, and that was the product of Donald Richardson, a great choice. The man in the screen, Vinny, you have the Las Vegas Raiders.
The formerly Oakland ×2,
Yes.
Los Angeles, and if you really want to go back, they were briefly called the Senors.
No, they were still in Oakland though. That was like, thank God Al didn't go for the.
I know the formerly Oakland Senors.
I have to say Wayne Valley.
but the less we talk about
Vegas people don't want you to know this, but I'm telling you, Wayne Valley is to be credited for the Oakland Raiders name. All right.
Thank God.
Just letting you know. All right.
Thank God. Oakland Senors. They didn't even have the tilde above the end. I mean, what would, I can't believe,
No,
actually,
they did have the tilde. This depends on where you read. In the local papers, they had it right. The Tribune, they had it right. They had it right. Back in 1960, they had it right. So anyway.
But either way, the now Las Vegas Raiders, it feels so weird to say. It's still not as weird as saying Los Angeles Chargers, though, even 3 years later. Because at least the Raiders, I understand this is their second pick in the first round, but the theme of Las Vegas fits better with the Raiders than Los Angeles with the Chargers, because at least with Las Vegas with the Raiders, it still has that Sin City sort of feel, whereas the Chargers in Los Angeles, I understand they played their first year in Los Angeles, but they've always been associated with San Diego, whereas with the Raiders, they're someone that the time of Sin City. Now, granted, in terms of their overall vibe, I would say more so Oakland, but it could work in Las Vegas. Let's just see how it is. I don't know if it's going to be the same as the Black Hole, but let's see what happens. But either way, when you look at the Las Vegas Raiders, you see a team that lost Carl Joseph in free agency. He went to the Browns. And, Jonathan Abram is coming off an injury. You still need to beef up that secondary. Now, you got to go back to the SEC here, man. Safety, Xavier McKinney from Alabama.
Wow.
I've seen this pick mocked picking up. And my thing here is do you have any concerns that the last year and a half he's been primarily used in the box, and pairing that with the Jonathan Abram, do you think their skill sets mirror each other a little too much? Or do you think that he can play that single high in the cover 3, which he hasn't done pretty much since his sophomore year, freshman year?
I think he personally can play the same. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, Vinny. I think
so.
He can.
I think he can, personally. Either way, the Raiders do need help at safety, and he's best player available, and you need help there, and it makes sense.
You know what I like? He plays. This is what I like about McKinney and the Nick Saban defense is Nick Saban has a coverage. It's called Rip Liz, and basically, the free safety and the strong safety actually work in unison, or in what's the term when you work in concert with each other?
Tandem.
Not so much tandem, but concert. Because in Rip Liz, it depends much on if it's 3 trips to the right or left. In Rip Liz, you're bringing the strong safety actually down to cover the middle area, and free safety remains. But if you can actually invert that, and the Alabama Crimson Tide has made a killing of stopping opponents 3 trips or 3x1s with that now famous coverage called Rip Liz. Nick Saban invented it and basically invented it and then honed and refined it in college football. I'm sorry, you were going to say something, Mason?
I was just, and you're 100% right there. And since Dylan Moses got hurt this preseason before the season began, they essentially moved McKinney. If you watch a lot of games, he played weak side linebacker essentially a lot. this year.
Good
so,
info.
so the year previous, he definitely has a lot of experience in what you're talking about, and he made quite a few plays, definitely. And he's a great player. I guess my more concern is last year they took Jonathan Abram,
right?
And I don't see a true coverage player in that. I see a tackle line of scrimmage here, which is awesome, an enforcer, but I do not see someone that's gonna lock people down the field or playing the deep safety. I don't want him to. You can watch the Iowa tape. He got burned several times by their second and third string tight end. T. Hawkinson didn't play. Noah Fant was obviously a high pick, but he even got abused by the third tight end. And he's just a real aggressive player, and I want him near the line. And Xavier McKinney is a great player, so can't hate that. He's a great player.
I'm surprised you didn't take Justin Haber. I mean, everyone's thinking Haber Raiders, man, because look, they got Derek Carr, they've got Marcus Mariota, and let's face it, both of those guys are basically competing for a starting job. We all know that. The question is, who's going to basically come in and be the heir apparent? They have to start thinking about that now, because look, they don't have anybody you can point to say this is the young QB we're going to grow with, because Marcus Mariota is not a young QB anymore like he was, and he's been beaten up a lot. The great thing about Jameis Winston is he's got a laser and rocket arm. He doesn't really need to use it. It needs to be in a short passing game. But I just think that they really need to focus on developing a younger player myself. That's just me. Having said all that, they also need a cornerback that can cover, because, boy, they got torched by the Chiefs. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. They got torched by the Chiefs so bad. Oh, so, but
I like the idea though of really trying to get a safety.
Yeah.
Because we're in the toughest. The Raiders are arguably in the best tight end division. So I really like the idea of trying to stir up their linebackers as we did in free agency, and I would like the idea of getting a safety. I'm just kind of worried necessarily, just about the fit necessarily in tandem with an Abram.
See,
but I like the idea of trying to shut the tight end down. I really do. I like that idea.
I like that. To me, none of these players are bad, okay? Because who knows? It's all a crapshoot. Most of these guys, they may not make it. But, I have to say, I would have taken Jeff Gladney, because
hitter, long arms, 32-inch arms,
coverage, quick, guy. But that's me. Raiders get Xavier McKinney, who could be very good run support stopper. That's another
100%.
That's another problem the Raiders have had big time. Big time. Donald, you got any thoughts being a Raider fan?
I would have went. Honestly, on defense, I think we're gonna be okay. I probably wouldn't have went. I wouldn't have went a defensive pick. Mm-hmm. My pick for the Raiders, I don't want to announce it because it might affect the draft. But I was just
don't.
Yeah, I'm taking it serious. I would have went with an offensive player.
I was very close. I was actually.
I know that with your number 2 pick.
I say that you mentioned offensive pick. I was actually thinking. I was very, very close to thinking about taking Justin Herbert here. The reason why I didn't was because you got Marcus Mariota here. You got Derek Carr. So Carr is going to be the start. The QB1. There could be a chance that Mariota pushed him a little bit. So because of that, right now, I went with a safer option than taking Herbert. Let's just see how the rest of the draft plays out, I guess.
That brother's falling, man. He's going to be pissed off like Aaron Rodgers. So, Mason, we come to you. You're on the clock.
Yes,
and
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes.
As we alluded to, they're not the Saxonville Jaguars anymore.
No.
Now they just picked up, courtesy of Zenny, if I'm not mistaken, Derek Brown to man the middle.
Right.
I'm going to continue to fortify that. I'm going to get a guy with huge upside. Reminds me of Chris Jones. Give me Javon Kinlaw out there. I think he looks like Achilles Campbell. And let's try to be bullies up there in the front. And Xavier McKinney was a high thought. We might have taken him at 20, as well as possibly a Gladney or a Fulton. But I'm trying to make them good at one thing, and let's get dominant at one thing. And let's stop the run and put pressure on the quarterback.
Now, for those of you who have not seen, that's a great pick. Those of you who have not seen Mr. Kinlaw, okay, and I have to show. This is my interview with Mr. Kinlaw. NFL draft, then Zinni 62, and there it is. Okay, so there we go, and that's Mr. Kinlaw. Oh, take the link from there. And then I'll put
I'm supposed to be typing in the pick still. Sorry about that, guys. Where did I leave off?
I got it written. I got it written down here just in case. So let me go back to Chrome. But there. So if you're following, you want to watch an interview with Mr. Kinlaw, just put it right there, and you're here on YouTube watching it. There's 16 of you at once. Pretty cool, man. It's there we go. So we are. Hey, Patrick M. Blackman, how you doing? Bob Money. You see the Cowgirls got Alden Smith. What? Is that right?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, oh, you're kidding me.
I like it.
Wait,
I like it.
Hold on. Hey, everybody, hold the fort. Hold the fort. Hold the fort before you can go on anymore.
1 year, $4 million.
1 year, $4
once
million.
he's reinstated.
Hold on, folks. All right. Alden Smith, right? Alden Smith.
Yep.
All right. A little bit of NFL draft history here, folks. Alden Smith.
You got the interview.
Yes. Yes. Alden Smith. There he is.
I think he was third all-time in sacks.
Yeah.
First 4 years in your career.
April 29th, 2011. Alden Smith. And I'm putting him in. Excuse me, folks. So let me get rid of that. That's him. Put that there, and then put this here. I'm writing A. Smith. Okay. Like that, and putting a link here, and boom. So you can watch the now historic Alden Smith interview that I did with him. We talk about, among other things, why he should go to the Balboa Cafe in San Francisco. He was the Niners' first-round pick at the time, and I was welcoming
Missouri, right?
That's right. Yeah, and I was welcoming him to the Bay Area, telling him about places he should go and all that sort of thing. So Mason Riggs says Glazers has been pushing to get signed to get sober. Yeah. Alden Smith. So Jason Kinlaw, Jacksonville Jaguars. Javon Kinlaw, excuse me, great pick. And that comes to me now, 21. And that would be the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles. The E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. Eagles. All right. So the Eagles are on the clock, and I highly believe that they need to go and continue to strengthen their offensive line. And so with that in mind, trying to see who's on the board that we made.
Josh Jones would probably be maybe the highest, or Austin Jackson from USC.
Austin Jackson, got him. Interviewed him too. Good man. Austin Jackson, thank you. Austin Jackson's the guy. Austin Jackson.
Yeah, good interview good thing about him, or interesting story is his sister was sick, and he donated his bone marrow to her before the season started.
Austin Jackson
was able to be there for his team and his family. It was awesome.
Austin Jackson. What I'm doing, folks, is I'm actually calling up the interview. Austin, then Jackson, and then there we go, and NFL, boom, and there is Mr. Jackson, right there. copying, who bears a resemblance to a USC alum, that is a NFL Hall of Famer that you know of on the NFL Network.
Seymour?
Seymour? Not Seymour.
Oh, McGinnis. Excuse me. McGinnis.
Yeah.
God, McGinnis.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Willie McGinnis is not a Hall of Famer just yet.
That's true, though. Austin A. Jackson. Jackson. There we go. Cool. There we go. All right. So, boom. There he is. There's the interview I did with a number of reporters at the NFL Combine of Austin Jackson, who becomes a Philadelphia Eagle, and I got an assist from Mason, but I feel they need a lineman, and I think they need to continue to build their line. And
Wentz has been hurt, and they lost Jason Peters, who is possibly a future Hall of Famer.
He's
moving on.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Yeah. So we got that 21, 22 we come to, and that puts Donald. Did we lose Donald? We lost Donald. Did we? Donald. Where are you?
Yeah.
Donald's gone.
Donald's gone. Let me call him, see what happened. Let's see.
If we can't get a hold of him, we'll make it as a group decision.
if Donald's gone, it's actually Vinny next. So hold on a second, because we have to go in the order. So Donald just gets. But hold on a second. Let me get him. See if everything's okay.
It might be cool to talk one out, like a draft room, and kind of decide.
Yeah, why not?
If he doesn't answer.
Hello?
Hey, you okay? We lost you.
Yeah, I got disconnected.
Oh, you want to reconnect?
Yeah, I tried to dial back in.
Oh, okay.
Donald, come back. We need you.
You heard
we
that.
We need you, Donald. We want to see who you pick for the Vikings.
You're actually on the clock.
Get your popcorn ready.
Get your popcorn
ready. That's all I know. My boy Tio would say, get your popcorn ready.
I'm still mad that they did him dirty for those few years. People are not going to let that go for them. Honestly,
Actually, you're off for the Bills next.
Minnesota's going to miss the pick again.
No, I don't want to miss. I got my pick ready.
Who did they do that? What year was that?
Hey, we don't. Did you turn off your camera?
Hold on. I think when you called me.
All right, let me turn it off so you can do it. Okay. Let me turn the phone off. All right. There he is. Okay, there he is. Okay.
Hey,
he is back. All right, we got you. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So, sir, you are up for the Buffalo Bills.
No, it should be
Vikings, Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings traded out. Sorry,
and my pick,
it was traded.
I'm going to go Alabama again.
Hold on a second. Let me write this down. Vikings, because I had it. I have to change that order. That was wrong.
That was in the Stephon Diggs trade.
Right, the Stephon Diggs trade. Yeah, Okay, the Vikings. The Vikings are up.
Yeah, I'm taking I want to say Trayvon Diggs is his name.
Yep, Stephon Diggs' brother.
That'd be so funny. That'd be so funny if he actually goes there.
Yeah, that would be. It was funny in all the mock drafts before Diggs got traded. They were mocking him to that, and fans were like, "Yeah, that will solve it. That will make him happy." And then after he got traded, they're like, "We don't want him anymore."
You got to take a press corner, man. You got to take a press corner there.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I can see Diggs actually going in this role very, very well. I've seen him in other mock drafts. Though I personally want him just for the sheer peculiarity of him going to where his brother just played for like a month ago. That I want to see. I want to see that dynamic happen between those two.
Hey, folks, I'm just gonna go and do a check downstairs. I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll
wait for you.
Okay, cool.
Man, I'm gonna set up a mission. I'll be right back.
Well, hey, if you guys could jot down what has been picked.
Because my next pick is gonna be a doozy.
If that's
I got it.
All right, thanks. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay.
Just checking some stuff.
All right. Well.
So how long you got,
I'll be
guys?
right back.
Yeah.
I got the Patriots, man. I don't
I
think
had-
I'm gonna
yeah.
make Zen. I'm not gonna make Zenny happy. I don't think with my pick.
Well, I have the Patriots, Mason, not you.
Oh, you do? Okay, good. I appreciate that, and then I don't have to break his heart.
No,
I
don't
like
worry.
that.
I'll do it for him.
There it is. Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to do it for him.
No. It's, I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's just say that if you think, I don't know. I still think the Patriots are going to make the playoffs this year. I don't think they're going to win the division, but I think they will make the playoffs as one of the 3 wildcard teams. And no, I do not see them tanking for Trevor.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have a good defense. You know that. And they're gonna have a good coaching
Even
staff.
if they don't take a quarterback in the draft, you'll see them do, especially with that defense. And I think they're gonna try to construct the team as they did early in the early 2000s Patriots, where it's more defensive focused and more. This is how
Ball
I see
control.
it. Yeah. Also, Mason, I should mention. I was mentioning Hall of Fame stuff. I do podcasts for notinthehallofame.com, and I mention about all these teams, and I do mention Raiders, and I say, how come Raiders fans never mention Steve Wisniewski? I mean, this is like,
oh, he's a stud, the wizard, the whiz.
I don't know why no one. The guy was an 8-time All-Pro, and no one mentions him. Like, wow, it's just like unbelievable.
I think for Raider fans, if I had to guess, maybe from not a lot of support or a lot of clamoring, I think they feel that there's older people of the organization that maybe should get in maybe before him. Maybe that's why they're putting a little bit more effort. But you're 100% right. The Wiz is a beast.
Yeah,
I mean, he's what I grew up watching, just a mauler.
Yeah, I completely understand where they're coming from. But however, that's from the senior section. Steve is in the monitors. Like, he's the only Raider. I mean, you can say maybe Greg Townsend, but let's be real here. Greg Townsend said Steve Wisniewski was far more dominant at guard than Townsend was a defensive line. That's something against Townsend, but let's be real here. Wisniewski is literally the only guard on the 90s All-Techie team not in. It stands out like a sore thumb, and it stands out really, really bad.
Let's get a petition going. Let's get it going. Let's start clamoring for it. I'm all yours.
I'd be down for it, man. He's one of the guys that I'm very, very passionate about. Also, why is no one talking about Sean Alexander? This guy has over 100 touchdowns. This guy was on the cover of Madden. This guy had like 30 touchdowns in 1 year. He's only like one of only 8 guys with 100 or more touchdowns. So this guy, like, oh my God, he had 89 touchdowns in 6 seasons. I didn't even know that. It's just crazy, man.
And those neat with those elbow pads, those famous elbow pads. Yeah, he was a monster. What do you think about not a real popular position? What do you think about Lorenzo Neal, fullback from the Chargers from back in the day? You think he deserves a chance? All those 1,000-yard backs he helped, or do you think
Lorenzo Neal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But as for fullbacks, I'd go with Mike Allstott first.
Yeah, but you think he's worthy of getting in eventually? Because I think he does. I think every position deserves to be in, to be honest. Like,
oh yeah,
all the dominant punters should be in. Yeah.
Oh, Shane. Oh, you're talking about
Shane Leckler is going to get in. Yeah, Shane Leckler will get in. Yeah.
You want to know one of my most wanted guys? Shane Leckler. No joke. He's top 10. He is top 10.
Yeah.
But do you want to know my most wanted guy is? Do you want to know who my most wanted guy is? Period.
Tell me.
This one is really out there, but it makes a lot of sense. His name is William Heffelfinger. He's the first guy to ever play professional football.
Oh, wow. Then, yeah, he should be in. Pioneer.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Hall has literally a page dedicated to him.
And he's not in.
No, it's like, I mean, you don't have to really even go into if you really want to argue against a case against the first guy to ever play it, then I think there's an issue with you.
Yeah, most definitely. No, that's a good Jeopardy question. That's a great Jeopardy question.
Yeah, and here's another Jeopardy question. Who was the first ever African-American professional football player?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Who is it?
My sports journalism professor, who's been in the industry for 50 years, never heard of him, but he's actually indirectly the reason of why Branch Rickey signed Jackie Robinson, actually. His name was Charles Follis.
Okay.
Charles Follis was the very first African-American professional football player. The reason as to why I say that he influenced Branch Rickey is because they both played football together, and he was very impressed with the way that Follis conducted himself as a leader, as a teammate. And he said, you know, it gave him a really big sense of the importance of forgetting race and seeing how the player was. How you can't just ignore the Negroes. You can't ignore the minorities. And Follis, he has his own official holiday in Ohio called Charles Follis Day. It's on February 3rd every year.
He should be in then.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to take Herbert? JB says.
Yeah.
He's in a free fall right now, JB. He's in a free fall, but it's just,
yeah, man. I trust Jared Stidham. I don't trust Jared Stidham. I don't trust. You really think? Listen, come on. Now, listen. If I trust Bill Belichick, and I will go on a bit more when Zenny comes, but listen, I trust Bill Belichick more than any other coach in the NFL. But at the same time, who would you rather have as your quarterback in the future? I mean, yeah, Jared Stidham might have been Mr. Friday Night Lights down in Texas. But this is the NFL, man. I mean, no matter who it is, you're not going to replace Tom Brady.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right there.
Donald's gone again.
Donald's gone again. We lost Donald. The hard thing, I think, with taking quarterbacks and mocks and stuff like that, you have to just like the quarterbacks from films. Like me personally, I'm just not the biggest Herbert guy. I'm just really not. He's got all the talent in the world.
Herbert guy either.
I think I would take Love over Herbert, me personally.
I'm saying Herbert to you, but that doesn't mean I'm going to actually be taking Herbert,
Oh, no, I definitely know that. And that's Zenny will, I think, lose his mind when you pass on him. And I think it's going to be great. Awesome. I'm trying not to get Herbert in the first round and just have Zenny lose it.
Oh, no. Even though honestly, I think the Patriots would actually take Jordan Love, honestly.
Me too. I think so, too.
Because
I think Jordan Love is better off script. He's got more. It seems almost more second nature to him, almost like flinging the football. He's a natural thrower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, throws like a shortstop out there too a little bit, and you can see special throws, man. You can watch that LSU game. He should have had a touchdown on the first drive, a 25, 30-yard skinny post hits him right in the hands, and guy drops it. Couldn't catch a cold.
Hey, Donald, how's the connection going?
I think I got it back under control.
Awesome.
Good.
Yeah, I think it was a battery / internet problem. I got all the kids home tonight, so every tablet, every computer,
taking it.
Yeah, they're in there scheming over, taking over the world, literally. I mean, this time of year, we're out and about.
Oh yeah, my dad. We own like a RV resort and marina, and it's It's this shutdown is hard times. Hard times.
I just bought everybody 1022s. So they're itching to get out. Itching.
Let's see if I got that. I can't copy and paste it. Hmm. Where is it? 200. Dang it, I can't type fast enough.
Oh, so the Patriots are up next.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been working with Zenny for?
About a week.
A week. I've been
about a week.
I've been with him since September. How about you, Donald?
Oh, nice.
I think about a year.
Wow.
Yeah, about a year now. Off and on. I'm into like so much stuff that I try to give my all when I am around.
Good. Just curious, behind me is my room. Living here like last 20 years of my life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where are you at? East Coast?
Yeah, that's why I said, make the to make this stuff a bit earlier, because I live on Long Island. I specifically live in a place called West Islip, which is in Suffolk County. West Islip actually, last time I checked, either the most or the second most amount of cases in the county.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, but wow. Yeah, I still got to go to work over there. My donuts uniform, where I work on the weekends and sometimes when they need me. I'm not expecting any internships coming, even though I've been working at Hofstra. Well, I'm not working. I go to Hofstra. I go to Hofstra and I produce games for the Islanders.
Oh, sweet, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't get paid, though. But
you got your foot in the door, though,
Sure, I mean, with the way I am in like football, then baseball and basketball are close, and then there's hockey, then there's some other stuff but I'm definitely football first. My favorite player growing up was Tiki Barber. In fact, I actually have his McFarland figure.
Good old Tiki, man. Hold that ball high, baby. Tuck it. Let's go.
Yes.
There he is. I got Bo Jackson behind me.
Vincent Jackson.
What else?
Vincent's first man.
I got the Super Bowl ticket and program from the Raiders running it in Tampa. It's a tough loss. Freddie Mitnicroft.
Mitnicroft.
Yeah, Bill 25. Got the rendition of the new Vegas Stadium. Howie Long somewhere. Kenny Stabler somewhere in store.
Ken Stabler. Listen. Paul Zimmerman, man. Paul Zimmerman. Yeah, even though I have mixed feelings on how the crazy Raiders fans can act online, but you guys are pretty chill. I'll say this. Raiders fans are never gonna are even though the Zimmerman's gone. This is me being honest. I don't think they'll ever, even in his passing, I don't think they'll ever forgive Paul Zimmerman.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm typing something to the chat. 1 second. Hold on. 1 second. Okay, go ahead. Paul Zimmerman. What about him? Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm trying to.
He was a Hall voter. He was a great sports writer, but he was very, very
the stash, right? Like the Brushley stash or something like that, right?
Yes, he was always.
Okay.
There's one person that you knew about is that he was heavily, heavily, heavily against.
All right, back. Chores. Hey, so the chores downstairs, so they're done. And sorry, folks, so a little longer than I intended, but hey, family. So there you go. And did you guys just forge ahead, or did I?
No, we waited. We were just talking.
Cool.
And Joseph is chiming in on the chat, so if you want to give him a call.
Yeah, I'm a call
but we're chatting in on the messaging. He's kind of asking about Isaiah Simmons and if the Raiders should, package some picks, the 2 first, to move up to get him. And I had some thoughts on that and all that good stuff.
You want to join us? Yeah, I don't
know what I can add. I can't see the draft. I only have my phone, but
hold on.
Interject every now and then.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm about to
switch it over.
Well, I'm not switching it. I'm actually sending you the link code. Okay.
I need to go to the restroom real quick. Sorry, hold on.
Okay, cool. How you doing, by the way?
All right, a little depressed, but I'm okay.
Oh, we'll get you out of there real quick. How's that?
You know what angers me? I just feel like I have to vent to somebody. Is that nobody really cares? In my house, that they're acting like nothing. Everybody's hanging out with other people, and I don't invite people over because you could potentially be spreading it.
Oh. Well, it's the shut-in place thing. We're all. It's it's a rough period for all of us, man. So we'll get through it. I just sent you the link. It's wait a minute. Hold on a second. I sent you the wrong link. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Let's see. Copy. Wait a minute. And all right, copy. Then I'll go back here and paste. Okay.
All right.
And click on that top link to join the meeting. And you have a camera, right?
Say again?
You're going to be looking off your phone, right?
Yeah, I'm going to log on my phone.
Okay, you need to download the app. It's the Jitsi app, okay?
The what app?
Jitsi. You'll see it where it says JITSI, Jitsi.
Yeah.
All right, you need to download that app.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, I'm going to hang up. All right, see you. Or text me if you need it. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So when he comes in, basically we're going to put him behind Mason. How's that? And yeah. And so we are at pick 23 in the first round. We have had a lot of surprises. We have had runs on wide receivers like I've never seen before in my life. What else have we had, Mr. Richardson?
Crazy pick.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait, I have a question. Who leads in crazy picks?
Me. I'm the author of the crazy picks.
He is the prince of the picks. The prince of the how would I say it? No, you're the czar of the crazy picks. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I got another crazy pick coming.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna get you a hat that says Crazy Pick Donald. Oh man, this is great.
As a matter of fact, because I need to I want to title this. I mean, I know who the guys are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, we have let's see here.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, guys.
Okay, cool. We got the Vikings out of the way, right? We had the Eagles, the Vikings for the Bills. Now we have the Pats. New England Pats. Unless there was a trade I missed. No? Okay, Patriots.
No trades.
Okay, New England Patriots. All right, so the Vikings were done by me, actually by Donald. I'm sorry, and so that left Vinny, right?
Yep, Vinny at 23.
Yeah. So
yeah, I didn't make my pick yet.
Yeah, right. So we're gonna put you, Vinny. You're in the square now. There you are. We do this like Hollywood Squares. And don't see Joseph just yet, but I guess we'll figure it out. But anyway, okay. Now the New England Patriots and Vinny Laspinoso is on the clock.
Yes. Now the New England Patriots. This is a new era for them. Tom Brady is gone. He's gone south to play for the Buccaneers.
Sayonara.
Upper division, and I guess let's see how you do over there. It's gonna be much tougher for you to win your division every year because you have the Saints and the Falcons and hell, even the Panthers. Yep. And because of that, the Patriots are left with a big hole to fill. Now you can't replace Tom Brady. You literally can't. Well, you need someone at the quarterback position, and I don't care what you want to say. And even though they may say it publicly, deep down, do you think they're truly going to ride with only Jarrett Stidham and Brian Hoyer as the two quarterbacks on their roster? I don't think they're going to trade for Dalton, nor do I think they're going to sign Winston or Newton. I think they're going to take a quarterback here. Now, granted, this is the pick that I think is going to happen, though. Knowing the Patriots, I have no idea what they're going to do, so this could literally be a crapshoot. But I think they're going to take quarterback here and
do it.
Because of how he did at the combine, because of you hearing some reports of what the Patriots are interested in, I think they're going to go with someone for the Pacific Northwest with this one. And I see them taking Jordan Love.
Oh, I just saw that. Jordan Love.
I like it.
You thought I was going to take Herbert, did you? You
said the Northwest, you sneaky snake. I heard that.
I know.
Got him by the hook. Cleveland failed. Got him. Reel them in.
Oh, my God.
I like it. And Zeddy, we were chatting a little bit, me and Vincent, and yeah, we like Love over Herbert. I think. Or I do. I should say I do. I like Love over Herbert.
The Patriots have, they're more likely to choose someone with Love's capabilities than Herbert. Though I would not be shocked if they take Herbert. I just think Love is more in their interest than I think they're more likely to take Love than Herbert. And also for me personally, I don't know, there's something about me that just kind of makes me kind of feel like, Love might go higher than others might feel. I think we're going to see 4 quarterbacks in the first round. I think we're going to see Burrow, Tua, Love, and Herbert. I don't know which order, but I think Tua and Burrow are the top 2, and then Herbert and Love are the next 2.
When I was downstairs and I turned to the NFL Network because I was showing Mom, what this draft discussion is. I was trying to explain to Mom that we're essentially doing the same thing they do on the NFL Network. So, and what we do, in a sense, has a heightened importance because there's no sports, and we're talking sports, and people want to hear everybody else's opinions. And hey, you know what? What makes their opinion better than ours, right? So we have a guy here who is willing to be the Riverboat Gambler, talking about you, Mr. Richardson. We got the young NFL Draft Hall of Fame expert. We've got the other young NFL draft expert, and we've got the guy who covered the draft, still does. So I think we got a great mix I'd put up against anybody. So there you go.
I like it.
There you go.
I like it too.
Yeah. So as I was saying, now we're on the clock with Mr. Riggs and the New Orleans
All right.
Saints.
So at number 24, you could think quarterback here as well. A couple years ago they wanted Lamar Jackson. Pat Mahomes before Kansas City swooped in. There's been a lot of talk about Taysom Hill being the future. They got Drew Brees on a 2-year deal. And I think Sean Payton might be just crazy enough to roll with the Taysom Hill and to try to capitalize on Drew Brees. So I'm going to stay away from quarterback right now. There's one guy that really stands out to me that I think could really help them, and that's Patrick Queen. Running chase linebacker from LSU. Let's stay local.
Patrick Queen.
8 games started, I believe, this past year at LSU. But he is so quick. He can take a false step to the left and meet the guy at the boundary to the right. Watch the playoffs. He is everywhere. He looks like their best player on defense along with Chase on. And give me Queen and send him next to Demario Davis. And let's roll. Give me Patrick Queen and let's roll.
Wow. And so now we've got, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like, one
more thought, actually,
sure, yeah.
Quick here. The main difference between him and Kenneth Murray, I know there's a lot of talk between those guys and the Raiders. Me personally, with today's NFL, I have Patrick Queen rated higher. He's more proven in pass coverage. If you watch Murray, he is used primarily as a quarterback spy pass rusher. I could see him working with like the New England Patriots in attacking defense. But you want him going forward. Patrick Queen picks off Tua on reading him playing the deep middle, flashes PBUs. There's a couple other plays where he loses in the end zone, but is in the back pocket of the receiver, particularly talking about the Najee Harris play on the left boundary at the pylon. So give me Patrick Queen over Kenneth Murray just for coverage in today's NFL is the main deciding factor.
We're waiting on Mr. Amanduras to join us. He is the fellow Gister in black. He is still activating his camera. So next in the queue, the Vikings. That leaves me. And I highly believe that the Vikings, yes, they did make a deal to extend Kirk Cousins. But I believe that this is an organization that has an eye toward the future. And I don't believe that they're going to pass on this man who's sitting in the green room now, freaking fuel.
Aaron Rodgers asked.
Exactly. And since, in honor of the fact that I was at the 2005 NFL Draft as press for the first time when Aaron Rodgers was picked by your Green Bay Packers, I am announcing that the Minnesota Vikings are going to draft Oregon quarterback Justin Herbert. There we go.
And I think this is fitting, Zenny, especially because I think you're higher on him than me particularly. So I think he goes to the right spot in Minnesota to a team that you control. So I like that. I think it all works out.
Yeah, no, I Justin is going to be an all-pro quarterback. I have, look, Derek Brown, Kinlaw, Simmons, Herbert, Tagovailoa, Judy. You can pencil all those folks in as all-pro right now. Right now, end of story. Go to dinner, eat well, have peel a pound soup, take care of yourself. That's it. Just saying, okay? So, Joseph, are you there? Joseph, I see Joseph, but I see the name Joseph, but I don't see the face, nor do I hear the voice. So we are going to continue our order, and that brings us to the legendary Draftmeister himself, Czar of the Crazy Picks, King of, Donald Richardson.
Go Donald.
Right.
Al Davis-esque.
Yes, absolutely.
This is definitely Al. Well, I don't know about definitely, but it's an Al Davis type of pick. So I'm gonna stick with offense with the Miami Dolphins. I'm not done yet, and I want to double down. The last time. This was
No, you're not going running back. Are you going running back?
I am going running back.
No, you're not. You're going this up.
I'm calling them right now. The Miami Dolphins are coming to running back. Clyde Edwards-Helaire We're bringing thunder and lightning back to the NFL. Before you know, this guy was a hell of a receiver in LSU.
He was
a hell of an offensive threat.
He was.
You got.
I hear you.
You got.
He's gonna play slot receiver for you.
He can do it all.
He can. I love him.
He can. I
They
mean,
can run the green tee. They can run so many different offenses. But when I thought about this pick, when I picked this pick, I really looked at what they're doing in Baltimore, right? Because Baltimore has the two great running backs, and they have a great running quarterback. They can do that in Miami now with Tua, Jonathan, and Clyde.
folks, this is Hey Bear. If you wonder what it looks like, doesn't he look like Ezekiel Elliott? Take a look at this. He looks like Ezekiel Elliott, doesn't he?
Wait. I don't see anything.
Clyde, yeah.
That looks like Zeke to me. I mean, I only see the bottom portion, and like the bottom half looks a lot like him.
Hey, he's gonna be a stud.
Oh yeah,
he really is gonna be a stud.
I definitely see Zeke now. Before it looked like is the bottom half. Is that kind of like a Kanye West almost? And then you see the whole face, and that definitely looks like Ezekiel.
He looks
Elliott.
like Ezekiel Elliott.
So there is someone in one of my classes that actually does look a lot like Ezekiel Elliott, and he's like near uncanny almost.
Hey, look! Hey, you know what? Joseph Amenduras has joined us. Joseph, how you doing? Welcome.
Hey, Joe.
Good. I just can't see my face. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
you see your face.
We can see your face.
Oh, you can. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What can you see though?
I just see a wall right now. Zenny, you're holding up a camera, but I guess right now I just see a wall.
Holding up. Oh, you see.
Yeah, I see your hand now.
Okay, but you can't see what everybody else sees. Everybody else.
I can see you. I can see your whole face.
Joe.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Now I see me. All right. I kept switching it. It's crazy.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's pretty cool.
All right.
We'll get it down.
It's pretty cool. All right. So Joseph, administrative duties. We're putting you behind Mason. So the order is me.
Okay.
All right. So right now, where are we? We are at Justin Herbert with the Vikings.
Pick 27.
And that was and then Dolphins. There was Clyde. I got to write this in. There was another Donald Richardson special. Clyde.
Edwards Hilaire.
Edwards. Hell. There. The Dolphins, and so we're at number 27. Pick number 27 is the Seattle Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
And so that goes to having done that, it goes to Vinny. So Vinny Lospinoso is in the box. Vinny, go for it, man.
When I look at the Seattle Seahawks, this is a team whose entire draft focus for the first round is going to depend on one guy, and that one guy is Jadeveon Clowney. In fact, he actually lowered his asking price to around $17 million per season. If he leaves the Seahawks, I see them taking edge rusher. But if they end up re-signing him, then probably going to have to go with someone else on a maybe offensive line, maybe defense. However, I'm doing this with the idea that Clowney is going to be leaving and joining another team. So for that reason, I see them going edge rusher here. I see them going Yetur Gross-Matos from Penn State, edge rusher, perfect replacement for Jadeveon Clowney.
Say that one more time. Holy cow!
Yetur Gross-Matos?
Yes. Yeah.
Gross-Matos.
Okay.
Yetur Gross-Matos.
Gross-Matos.
Edge defender, Penn State.
Edge defender. I'm writing
6'5", 266 pounds.
Spell that because my phone went out, folks. That's why it didn't go
got
out.
A mad spin move. GROSS -MATOS.
Is that his?
Gross?
Give me his
Yetur.
Give me his first name.
Gross-Matos. That's YETUR. That's for his first name.
Yetur.
Yetur.
Yetur Gross.
Gross, like GROSS.
Matos.
Matos, yeah.
And then M.
Matos. Matos.
Oh man, I'm up 28 with my boy JB. I think I'm on the clock. Oh,
Yeah,
pressure is on.
You are on the
Loyal
clock.
listener. Oh,
Yeah.
he's getting at me. He's on the chat.
Yeah,
oh, he's there
JB.
for all my videos.
Seriously, 28. The Ravens. Okay. All right. Oh, you brought a fan with you. You brought one of your friends with you.
No, JB, he's becoming my friend. He's a loyal viewer of my streams out there.
Nice.
And I know what he's thinking. He likes receivers. He likes linebackers. I've seen him go safety before too. And this is going to be a tough one. He likes running backs too. I'm going to go with, I think, the piece. Let's keep getting stronger. Let's go with the weapon here. Let's go with DeAndre Swift out of Georgia.
Finally, someone takes
Nice.
DeAndre Swift. Someone takes DeAndre Swift.
I was tempted to go defense, but
that's a
give
great
me the
pick.
weapon. Give me the weapon. Mark Ingram, is getting a little older. And let's get fast and explosive behind Lamar Jackson.
DeAndre Swift, Ravens. I like that. Now, folks, real quick, DeAndre Swift is another.
That's for you, JB.
It's another Zenny 62 NFL Draft interview special. I'm going to type up F Swift and then NFL Draft. And then Zenny 62 in Google and hit the return and voila, there he is. And with the link, Mr. Swift with a smile.
Here's what I found.
Thank you, Siri. Appreciate that. And go here. And then D. Smith. Excuse me. S. Smith.
Uh-oh. Some sort of
distortion. There we go. Okay, D. Smith. There. All right. And that is an NFL Draft interview special, folks. So you want to find out more about Mr. Smith, there he is. And now we are at, having said that, Mason now, great pick, Mason. Now that brings us from the Ravens to the Tennessee Titans. Wow. The Tennessee Titans. And guess what? Joseph Amenduris. Joseph, you are the man with the plan for the NFL Draft. And so what say you? What say you about the picks for the draft? And you're welcome to look at, draft rankings. That's what I'm doing because, you want to see who's, who
did Mason make his choice then?
Say again?
Did Mason make his choice then?
Mason made his
DeAndre
choice.
Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just put the on the YouTube channel on the live stream.
Yeah.
And put up, hey Raider P, SP, how you doing? And JB, I put up the interview from the NFL Combine. DeAndre Swift is right here, so you can read that. Click on it. And so right now, Mr. Amenduris, you're on the clock.
And that's for the Titans, correct?
Yes, sir. Tennessee Titans.
Do you want me to list some players for you that and some needs just to give you some database?
Yeah, that might help because I only have a phone. I can get on my laptop. I don't have one.
Yeah, no worries,
right
no worries.
Right on.
Team needs ranked edge, interior defensive line, offensive tackle, corner. So we have at corner Jeff Gladney from TCU, cover 4 corner, 32-inch arms, real physical.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Fulton played passing side at LSU, their number 1 corner. Zach Bond, a multi-tool used animal edge from Wisconsin. Kenneth Murray, linebacker. Josh Jones, offensive tackle. AJ Espinoza, edge, Iowa.
Hey, Mason,
and what pick
Mason?
are the Titans? What number am I?
29.
Yeah.
Pick
Hey,
29.
Mason,
Grant Dell pick,
I
Justin Jefferson.
think some of those players you mentioned may not be there. I'm going to go on the
wait,
limb.
hold on a second.
Terrell Lewis from Alabama.
I was just going to say Jeff Gladney's off the board because you mentioned Gladney.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. Yeah. So go ahead. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Well, I'm going to go on the limb and take a risk on Terrell Lewis from Alabama.
Oh, okay.
6'5",
Okay.
262 pounds.
Yeah.
Last year he recorded 11.5 sacks for on tackles for a loss of 6 sacks.
Jarrell Lewis.
And
Terrell Lewis.
Yeah, some of his stats: 16 quarterback hurries over 11 games. So he had a bad year in the previous years with the elbow and ACL, but he bounced back last year. So I think that's low risk, high reward type of situation with the 29th pick.
Hey, wait a minute.
Potentially.
Joseph bringing the knowledge. Awesome. Man. And there he is. That's right. Terrell Lewis. Folks there. Terrell Lewis, Alabama.
Yeah, he looks like a defensive end.
Yeah. 6'5".
Yeah, the good rusher. Good edge rusher.
Yeah. Terrell Lewis to the Titans.
He's one of those test tube guys.
Yeah. Terrell Lewis. That's funny as heck. Or as the girls used to refer to other athletic girls, specimens, but whatever.
Specimens, yeah. Test tube specimens, yeah, right. Exactly.
I heard somebody at Berkeley use that term the first time I did. It was someone who played on soccer. I'm not going to drop her name, but it was hilarious. Okay. 29, Terrell Lewis, Titans. And all right, so that brings it back to me. Brings it back to me. We are at pick 30 for the Green Bay Packers. And Aaron Rodgers. And look, I really firmly believe that they really need a top flight tight end and someone that they can really build for the future and build with the future and get that person out and early right now. And so I think that person should be the top. We haven't had any tight ends go, so
it's a little bit weak for tight end for this draft, though.
Cole Kmet, tight end, Notre Dame.
Except for him.
Nah, I'm taking Troutman over him all day.
Oh, really? You would? I like Brian Kelly's offense, and I like what Kelly did with Kmet in it, and I think he served as a model for what the Packers could do with their offense in the league. That's what I'm saying. Now, is he the greatest blocker? No. Pass, I'm thinking receiving, okay? So, in fact...
he's not horrible in blocking, though, either, to be honest. In today's day and age, he has experience blocking in line at Notre Dame. He's not a bad pick, definitely not.
Walter Football has him ranked number 1. His 40 time is 4.7. His projected round is 2 and 3. Troutman is 2 and 4.
Check Troutman's quick scores, his splits. It's like Julian Edelman-esque.
Oh, I see that here. Yeah,
it's like 90th percentile, 95th or something for tight ends. It's ridiculous.
You could also go with that.
And at the Senior Bowl, he tore it up.
You know what, too? You can make an argument for Thaddeus Moss at this position.
Thaddeus?
Yeah, but you know what though? I'm gonna go with my first one. I'm gonna take Cole Kmet, tight end, Notre Dame.
Oh yeah. You gotta stick to your guns. You gotta stick to your guns out there. Even though I say something, you gotta stick to what you believe.
Oh, I believe this man is definitely the person that the Packers.
He's a former baseball player too, right? Or no?
Let me see here. I've got his. It doesn't say that about him going that far. What it says
probably
is
not.
At the combine, he helped himself running the 40, which he did. One of the best times in college, which he was. It says nothing about his participation in any other sports. On the other hand, this is a 2-paragraph description. Okay, so there you go. But so Packers, make sure Cole.
Yeah, he was on Notre Dame baseball. He was drafted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
thanks for
he's an athlete.
Yeah,
he's a big time athlete.
Thanks.
Lefty.
Yeah. So that was pick 30.
Left-handed pitcher. He was drafted pretty high.
Now pick 31, we got the Niners again. And that brings us.
Hey, can I ask a quick question since I tuned in late? Who do we get at 12 and 19?
Oh, for the Raiders.
At 12,
We
At
got
12, we took Henry Ruggs because Judy was
Okay.
gone.
Yep.
Lamb was still available, but I went Ruggs.
Yep.
And then at 19, we went with Xavier McKinney
Yeah,
out of
safe.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Matchup piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought it was a pretty solid draft. So
Definitely.
now,
Definitely. I would be happy with that.
yeah. So now we're up to after I picked, the Niners are in the hands of that crazy pick czar. Pick czar. Get it? Pick czar. I like that.
I'm not sure if this guy is
The man.
still on the board or not.
About to
No,
making
you're
himself.
saying Pixar. I'm thinking you need one of those Luxo lamps, like you know.
You're talking about my boy Winfield Jr. from Boston College.
No, I'm going back to LSU.
Oh, Grant Delpit, he's out there.
I know what I would do. I know what I would
Justin
do.
Jefferson.
I know what I would
I'm
do.
going
Oh, dude.
cornerback.
Oh, hey, Donald,
Fulton.
Donald, can I offer this? That
Go
is
ahead.
because when I was at the combine, I got a tip that Austin Hooper of the Falcons was going to be the part of a deal. And the person that told me this, I'm not going to say the names, but there's a bunch of brothers that are deep in the NFL, and they are kind of to sit next with me and just jab. And it was an extremely valuable experience. And basically, I was informed by someone that the Niners did try to make a play for Hooper, but lost out to the Browns. So the Niners have, if they take Thaddeus Moss, all right, they will have arguably the most exciting young tight end tandem in the league. So I think you should take Thaddeus Moss. I'm just saying.
Well, I respect your opinion.
I don't know. I'd go. Zenny, I think we should trust the Pixar here.
You got it.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Christian Fulton.
Oh,
Love it.
Love it.
I love this pick so much.
Oh, forget my pick. Forget it. Forget it.
See?
Oh,
I love this so much.
Oh.
This fits so well. It just
oh,
improves their secondary, and
Oh.
Sherman's still great, but he's getting older. And Jimmy Ward, he's a nice number 3 guy,
oh
but
my
you
God.
need someone that move. Oh my God,
Awesome.
that I see as like a late first round pick, and the Niners are able to snag him and CeeDee Lamb or Henry Ruggs. Oh man!
So tell us your
Oh,
thinking,
man.
great czar. And now I say that without now I say that bowing down. That was cool, man. Okay, so what was the idea there, Mr. Richardson?
The idea
Fulton.
was, watching them watching them against Baltimore, watching them against the Chiefs, it was obvious that their cornerback, their secondary, would get roasted against high-powered offense.
Mm-hmm.
Sherman, he's a tall, lanky guy, but he's not a fast guy. They put him inside, they put him outside. It wasn't working. It just wasn't working. They had no answer for Kansas City. They lucked up. They really lucked up against a couple of other teams in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they need. And they need a young Prescott. Like this guy, Christian Fulton, he's a man guy, He can run with you. He can press with you. He can play man zone. He can do all that. He's a 4-year experienced player at LSU.
Mm-hmm.
So in the SEC. So yeah, that's where I'm going. And around this round of the draft, this part of the draft,
That's a steal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
He looks like Tre'Davious White. I know the LSU, that's kind of the easy comparison, but he really does look like Tre'Davious White. And you look at his numbers, they're very similar at LSU.
And, okay, so I got to make sure I get this down here.
Super Bowl champs, 32.
Final pick of the first round.
Yeah.
Me.
So let me say Christian Folk, right? No.
Yeah.
Fulton was Niners, yeah.
Folk, okay.
So for the Chiefs.
Niners, got it. Chiefs, number 32.
Now, I see the Chiefs making several moves before this pick happens. First off, I see them, in terms of salary cap, they're literally, I'm not joking here, $187. Not $187,000, just $187. It's less than $200 that they have. So they're going to have to trade or cut a couple guys. I'm looking at you, Sammy Watkins, especially. So I think they're going to, I think they're definitely going to trade back from this pick.
Ouch.
Because they also have the least amount of picks in the draft with 5. So I think what they're going to do is that they're going to trade back. However, considering that none of this
there's no trade.
Colts are on the phone.
No trades.
Colts are on the phone.
No trades. No trades. No trades. No trades.
I'm not doing any trades here, but considering I think they're gonna
anybody does a trade, I'll pick for them.
No, it's okay. But I personally think they'd go with someone who could really help bolster up that defense even more.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like for the final pick of the first round, they should go with think about it even more. This could be a bit of a luxury pick for them if they take this guy. But, when you cut Sammy Watkins, you do lose one of your receivers. And considering he's still not taken yet, Justin Jefferson, you're going to be catching passes. You're going to be catching those passes from Patrick Mahomes.
Whoa, so say that again? Justin, wait a minute. Oh, okay.
Justin Jefferson.
Hey, I want to Justin Jefferson. Okay, Justin. I have a thing here. You all said Christian Folk from LSU, but I don't see Christian Folk listed. So I'm trying to see, maybe I spelled the name wrong.
It's Christian with a K.
No wonder.
Christian with a K and
thank you.
Fulton, F-U-L.
Christian Fulton. Christian, thank you. Christian Fulton, thank you. Fulton. Got it for the Niners. Got that one. Okay, now and then Justin Jefferson for the Chiefs. Got it. Woo! Wow. How about that? So that was awesome. We went through 32 picks. I will now go over each and every one of them. I'll list them. I'm not going to make any critiques just for the interest of, hearing myself less talk than anything else. All right. So we started off with this draft with all right.
And this is what we would do, not what we're predicting happens.
Exactly.
Is the key point.
This is what we think each team should do, not what we think they're going to do. Because the minute any team trades, your prediction's toast. So there you go. Anyway, all right. Chase Young, Cincinnati Bengals. Jerry Jeudy, Washington Redskins. Jeff Okudah, Detroit Lions. Joe Burrow, New York Giants. Tua Tagovailoa, Miami Dolphins. LA Chargers get Jalen Hurts. Isaiah Simmons to the Panthers. We got Christian Wirtz, offensive tackle to the Arizona Cardinals. Jacksonville Jaguars, Derek Brown. Andrew Thomas, the Cleveland Browns. And we got Mekhi Becton. Did you guys see his 40 time? That dude is big. Sorry.
He's freakish.
My God. Mekhi Becton to the New York Jets. The Raiders, Henry Ruggs. The Raiders. The Niners, C.D. Lamb. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raquan Davis. I like that. Jedrick Willis. go to the Denver Broncos. C.J. Henderson to your Atlanta Falcons. Caleb Chason, Dallas Cowboys. Jonathan Taylor to the Miami Dolphins. Xavier McKinney, the Raiders. Jacksonville Jaguars get Javon Kinlaw. Austin Jackson to the Eagles. Trayvon Diggs to the Vikings. Jordan Love to the Patriots. Patrick Quinn to the New Orleans Saints. Justin Herbert to the Vikings. I keep trying to say Haber in honor of my high school friend, Don Haber. Clyde Edwards-Belair to the Miami Dolphins. And Yetur Gross-Matos to the Seattle Seahawks. And finally, to round out the draft, we have DeAndre Swift to the Baltimore Ravens. Terrell Lewis to the Tennessee Titans. Cole Kmet to the Green Bay Packers. Christian Fulton to the Niners. And Justin Jefferson to the Kansas City Chiefs. That was a great draft. Hey, folks. Your hand for everybody.
You did it.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Did I miss that no one picked Simmons?
No,
Isaiah Simmons from
he's going to the Packers.
No, we took Isaiah Simmons, number 7.
I personally sent him to the
number
Packers.
7, okay.
I personally
That's
sent
who we
him
were
to the
forgetting.
Packers. Yes. Mason says, not the draft we would not, yeah. And JB says, Becton, the fastest man alive. And yeah. And JB says, wow, more weapons for Patrick Mahomes. But how about the Miami Dolphins with Tua, right? And then an excellent running back. I think that's a good idea. I really do. You know, a great ball control offense of the future. I like that. Yeah, I really do. I really like that. We've got, you know, what are your thoughts? I'm just going to go down the line. I'll start with Donald. What are your thoughts?
Thinking about it, again, I probably would want to flip the way I drafted running backs. I probably would draft Clyde first and then Jonathan. But I would still take my 2 running backs.
Yeah, because the Dolphins had 3 picks, but you had a running quarterback who can pass extremely well with 2 rookie running backs, and I think pistol offense right off the bat, and then I think a hybrid Eagles offense, because the Eagles last year running shotgun with 2 running backs. So were the Niners, right? That's dangerous, man. That's a dangerous combination. Hey, so what are your thoughts, Joseph? Since you got here, you're in the queue.
I was just wondering that, like, concentrating just on the Raiders. I wonder if it would be worth us packaging the deal to jump up to 7 to get them maybe the 19th and a 3rd rounder. Because obviously we don't have a 2nd rounder, but I like Simmons that much, and I'm just wondering if that's a worthwhile bet. Because at 12, like I said, we'll get a receiver, and 19. I mean, maybe you could switch to 19. I don't think Russ fall down to 19. That's the only reason why I'm suggesting number 19. Package that with something else to jump up to 7. But I don't know.
Yeah, so to get up to 7. To get up to 7, it would cost more than that. It's going to cost at least 12, a future 2nd, and maybe a 3rd this year for them to even consider. If you look at trade draft charts, so there's no physical way, unless you're going to give them 2 future ones, that you're going to hold on to 12. There's just no way of that, unless you're going to, you know, they're not going to be interested in a Derek Carr, or Gabe Jackson's not going to move the needle that enough. So I think if you wanted to get to number 7, and if Carolina's sitting there, they're thinking, we just lost Luke Kuechly. You're going to have to give up the bag potentially, you know, local product out of South Carolina, playing at Clemson. You would have to give up we need assets for next year. So you have to give up 12, a third this year, and probably a future 2, which I think is possible if the Raiders want to. And I think for the Raiders, he would play primarily free safety for them and match up kind of everywhere else. But yeah, I just don't. There's no physical way, in my opinion, they're going to be able to hold on to 12 and get 7.
Hey, by the way, hey, FYI,
I wouldn't mind.
I got to just chime in here. Newsflash, as JB wrote here, that Lamar Jackson was working out with Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I saw that.
I just saw it for the first time. I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's free.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, I think trading a future number 2 might be interesting because historically, I mean, look what we don't even have a number 2 this year. But the question lies of whether or not we even get any receiver at 19. I mean, we have Lamb, Judy,
Well, there's
and
a
Ruggs.
bunch.
I don't think
T.
either one of
Higgins.
them will fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so any of the top 3 probably will not be there. But there's a Justin Jefferson.
Right.
There is a Jalen Rager, who is a burner, a poor man's Henry Ruggs, a track star, great vertical, underrated route runner, sluggo, so a fake slant and up the field he's really great at. And then T. Higgins, I don't think is someone to sleep on. I know he's taken a lot of criticism for not maybe being a burner, but he's 6'4", 215, all-time leading receiver at Clemson. You watch back the game versus Ohio State. He should have started off the game 2 catches, 60 yards against Akuda, and then he got hurt. So he catches both the balls, even on the one he got hurt on. The ball just stripped out the bounds, a little bit better of a ball. He starts 2 for 60 against the top 5 player. So I think the Raiders are heavily considering trading back in either spot to try to accumulate, draft assets to really capitalize on value, because you don't know which players are going to fall in what round to capitalize. But Isaiah Simmons, I'm telling you right now, Joseph, they will be considering a move up if they can get up to 7 for a 3, 12, and a future 2. They will move. I think we'll consider it definitely for Isaiah Simmons.
The Raiders should have gotten White. I know. Look, Cleveland, fine, but the Raiders should have gotten White at number 4 last year. I mean, to let him go to let him escape to Tampa, I thought was criminal. I wouldn't have made that move because he would have been a greater impact player faster at linebacker. And how many years, recent years, have we said the Raiders need a linebacker?
Every year since I've been alive, almost.
See, so he would have been that guy, and now they're stuck. And the style of defense they insist on playing, I argue, calls for linebackers that don't exist anymore, so they shouldn't play it. If they're going to play a single gap line play today, because of the size of offensive linemen the defensive linemen go up against, you have to have linebackers that can blitz getting off the bus. If you don't have that, you're not going to succeed. The Raiders haven't had linebackers that are that effective. And at a time when linebackers like Simmons, who are fast enough to be wide receivers, can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think we go for it.
Yeah. Well, question is, will we? I don't know.
Now the thing is, I think he would play more as a safety, more of a safety role with us. 70% of the Raiders snaps comes to nickel. Just signed 2 linebackers. I'm not saying they're set in stone. I would say Corey Littleton is, but obviously Kwiatkowski's going to get a chance. And they haven't had any pass rushing at all out of the linebackers, as Danny mentions. But if you look at last year and over Corey Littleton's brief career, both have been sneaky pass rushing players from the linebacker position. So I think they're hoping, as they attack and approach free agency, they're hoping that they solidified that linebacking core. But yes, Devin White last year was a stud. I wish we could have saw it, definitely.
Hey, I'm going to have to close this up because it's almost 2 here. Vinny, you get the last word.
Well, I did like the draft. Now, granted, I do think some picks will be different from the actual one. Like, for instance, I think Jerry Jeudy to the Redskins would be cool. I unfortunately don't see that happening, though. I definitely see them taking a wide receiver in day 2. I do think some of the picks a lot of the picks you guys had, I really do think I would not be shocked if we see a couple of those surprises. And, and as for the quarterbacks, because we did no trades, no one, we saw Herbert and Love draw a lot further than what they because for all we know, all the quarterbacks will probably go in the top 10.
Yeah.
So all in all, good draft, good mock draft.
Yeah, great guys.
It's a good distraction with all the stuff going on in the world right now.
Hey guys.
And thanks so much, guys. And
hey, hold on. Hey, Zvinny, you guys stick around. I want to thank everybody for participating. I want to thank you all for making this a great first use of this is the Oakland News Now, Oakland News Online video chat room. And if you want to rent it out for your own use, send me an email, zenny@zenny62.com or zenny@zenny62media.net. And it's better than Zoom because Zoom has a limit. After 40 minutes, you have to pay them. And sometimes you go to Zoom and it's crowded. You set up an account, it's slow. So this is a better alternative. And not only that, when it's done, we can use that and put it into a video blog or blog post, and it becomes news. So anyway, there you go. But tomorrow,
I got one more thing, Zenny.
Yes,
if you don't mind.
sir.
One
Absolutely.
more thing.
Please
Didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
Mason Riggs. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Just want to add a little stats to what I was kind of alluding to. Corey Littleton over the last 2 years has had 7.5 sacks. And then Nick Kwiatkowski last year in 22 blitz opportunities, he managed 3 sacks. So that's a pretty good rate. There's a pretty good clip from Ted Nguyen on Twitter of him blowing up Aaron Jones out of the A gap, from double A gap pressure, what we run, Paul Gunther runs.
Yep.
So that's a little snippet you can look at there.
Cool. Good info. All right, folks. Hey, you guys stick around. Hey, we might have y'all back tomorrow. Maybe we can just talk about this and keep this little new style of vlogging going. All right, folks, but I'm going to shut off the stream. Thank you very much, Zensters, for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Cool.
you guys.
See ya.
Sounds good.
Good night.